Chapter 16:24. The noisy hall suddenly quietened down. Everyone stared at the pill in Qin Feng's hand. Most cultivators had only heard of the origin transformation pill, but they had never seen it with their own eyes. Now, a high-grade essence transformation pill was placed in front of them, but not many people could distinguish whether it was real or fake. However, there were still experts who knew their stuff. Many alchemists from the 4 great alchemy workshops could tell that this pill was real. Even some disciples from small pill shops noticed it. This is really an elemental transformation pill, and it looks like it's a high-grade one. How is this possible? Did that guy really refine the elemental transformation pill? Then wouldn't he be a pill king? A pill king who's not even 30 years old? The cultivators in the Alchemy Master Assembly suddenly burst into an uproar. They knew very well what it meant for Qin Feng to refine the elemental transformation pill. One must know that the number of pill kings in the entire North Sand region could be counted with one's fingers, and the youngest pill king was already over 40 years old. On the other hand, the Northern Sand continent did not have a pill king below the age of 30. He wondered if there was such a genius in the entire divine continent. The cultivators on the spectator stands reacted half a beat slower, but when they realized the problem, their reactions were 10 times stronger than the pill refiners in the small venue. Thousands of people screamed incessantly, their voices even drowning out the sound of the crashing waves. Senior brother Zhao Lei, did I hear wrongly? They said that Qin Brat is a pill king? The disciples of Celestial Crane Mountain were dumbstruck. Zhao Lei could not answer his junior brother's question. Even he himself was still in shock. The eyes of Xue Pingji and the others turned red. If they had known that Qin Feng was an alchemy king, they would have tried to curry favor with this guy at the Sage King Exchange previously. Xue Junfei already had a premonition that Qin Feng would be able to refine the origin transformation pill, but when it really happened, he was still shocked to the point that his entire body was covered in cuts and bruises. The entire deck was in an uproar, and even a few people from the Dragonrise Chamber of Commerce had rushed over. Several formidable divine senses swept over from afar, and the ordinary cultivators in the stands immediately felt a great pressure bearing down on them. It was as though the god of death was watching them. That kid's identity is suspicious. Hurry up and investigate him. A group of cultivators in red robes was within the crowd. The other cultivators deliberately kept a certain distance from these people, as if they were very afraid of them. The 2 young disciples quickly left. It seemed like they were going to investigate Qin Feng. There were also 2 elders in their 50s standing on the deck. Their gazes never left Qin Feng. Senior apprentice brother Mo. Do you think this kid is the person that the 4 elders wanted us to find? The slightly younger man asked. Mo Li's expression was solemn. She stared at Qin Feng for a long time before shaking her head. From his appearance, he's different from the person Elder Bai Shan and the others described. But we can't rule out the possibility that this person is using a disguise technique. These 2 people were both from the Red Flower Hall. The young man was called Tu Chi, and the older one was called Mo Li. They had received the orders of the Red Flower Hall's 4 elders to specifically come to the Fallen God Sea to search for a man called Xiao Feng. Tu Chi nodded. Not only do they look different, but their names are also different. However, what senior brother said also made sense. This guy might have changed his identity. Even if he isn't the person the 4 elders are looking for, we definitely can't let a pill king who isn't even 30 years old go. A mischievous smile flashed across Elder Mo Li's eyes. It's not difficult to find out if he's Xiao Feng or not. Let's go and have a chat with the Treasure Pill House's disciple. I have a way to make that kid give himself away. The waves of discussion didn't stop for a long time. Instead, it was getting more and more intense. Lu Hui was already dumbstruck. He stood on the spot for a long time, unable to come back to his senses. He knew that Qin Feng had really refined the elemental transformation pill, but he couldn't accept this fact. Didn't you want to see me refine the elemental transformation pill? Now that the pill is out, why aren't you saying anything? Qin Feng looked at Lu Hui with a smile. Lu Hui's mouth opened and closed, but he couldn't say a single word. This was the 2nd time he had lost to Qin Feng, and he had lost so badly that he didn't even have any temper. Su Baizhen had already flown up to the high platform. He took the elemental transformation pill from Qin Feng's hand and looked at it carefully. With an extremely excited expression, he shouted, "Junior brother Qin Feng, you actually refined the elemental transformation pill. You're in Pill King?" Even though he had seen it with his own eyes, Su Baizhen still felt like he was dreaming. He still remembered that not long ago, he had taken the pill refinement test with Qin Feng in the Elixir Association. At that time, Qin Feng had only passed the Level 3 Level 6 Golden Pill Master Test. Su Baizhen quickly understood that Qin Feng was obviously intentionally hiding his pill refinement abilities. One had to know what kind of shock an Pill King would bring to the Northern Sand Continent. This would be an existence that all the factions would fight over. Another figure descended. Su Ru had also arrived on the stage. At this moment, Lu Hui had already hidden herself somewhere. However, Qin Feng and the others couldn't be bothered with her. Su Ru's usually cold face was slightly flushed. She was excited to see Qin Feng refine the elemental transformation pill. Fellow Taoists, our Four Corner Tower's junior brother Qin Feng has refined the elemental transformation pill, proving his identity as an Pill King. If there are any unconvinced alchemists below the stage, feel free to enter the stage for an alchemy duel. Su Ru's voice was slightly agitated as she stood on the high platform. She had the feeling that she was looking down on everyone. There was no movement below the stage for a long time. This was an Pill King. Who would dare to go up and embarrass themselves? However, at this moment, Qin Feng shouted in dissatisfaction, "Su Ru, don't talk nonsense. I'm representing an individual in this alchemy duel. It has nothing to do with the Four Corner Tower." You, Su Ru, glared at Qin Feng angrily. She thought to herself that this guy was really petty. Without waiting for her to speak, Qin Feng continued, You? Previously, you were the one who insisted on denying my relationship with the Four Corner Tower. Now you regret it, right? Unfortunately, it's too late." Qin Feng shook his legs and put on a sloppy appearance to intentionally anger Su Ru. Su Ru was really angered by him. She shouted as if she wanted to bite him to death. "Qin Feng, you've just refined the elemental transformation pill. What's so great about that? Just you wait, I'll surpass you one day." Su Ru flew down the stage angrily. She was as beautiful as a fairy that had descended to the mortal world. Su Baizhen shook his head and smiled bitterly. Why did he feel that Qin Feng and Su Ru were like a pair of quarrelsome lovers? The birth of a new Pill King in the Northern Sand Continent was definitely an earth-shattering event. Originally, the Alchemist Exchange Conference had 2 events. However, no one was in the mood for the second event. Many people left the venue and used their own methods to spread the news back to their sects and families. There were also many people who rushed towards Qin Feng, who was on the high platform. They wanted to curry favor with this new Pill King. However, at this moment, Lu Hui jumped out again. "Qin Feng, we still haven't started the herb identification match. Do you dare to continue?" Chapter 16:25. Everyone looked at Lu Hui with different expressions. They could not understand what he was thinking. Qin Feng also did not understand. Could it be that Lu Hui lost the alchemy battle and wanted to continue the herb identification competition because she was unwilling to accept it? What's wrong? Don't tell me you're scared? If you don't dare to compete, just admit defeat. Lu Hui seemed to have changed into a different person. Earlier, he was in a daze, but now, he was full of confidence. Qin Feng knew that he was trying to provoke him, but he really wanted to see what Lu Hui was up to. All right, let's compete. Seeing Qin Feng agree, Lu Hui's eyes flashed with a mischievous smile. He took out a strangely shaped spirit herb from his storage ring. This is the precious herb I brought. If you can recognize it, consider it my loss. Everyone was originally focused on Qin Feng's identity as an alchemy king, but Lu Hui suddenly took out a spirit herb that caused the surrounding spirit qi to ripple. Everyone's attention was attracted. What herb is this? This is my first time seeing it. It must be a spirit herb. Otherwise, it would not emit such dense spirit qi. I wonder what the Treasure Elixir Tower is doing. Qin Feng is an alchemy king. Do they think that alchemy king Qin can't even recognize this spirit herb? Moreover, so what if Alchemy King Qin can't recognize this spirit herb? At this moment, Su Baijin and Su Ru returned to the high platform. Since it was a herb identification competition, disciples from all sects could participate. However, the two of them looked at the spirit herb in Lu Hui's hands blankly. Clearly, they had never seen it before. Junior Sister Ru, can you recognize that spirit herb? Su Baijin asked Su Ru, in a suppressed voice. Su Ru's expression dimmed, and a trace of surprise flashed in the depths of her eyes. In terms of alchemy, she was slightly more outstanding than Su Baijin. However, Su Baijin was older than her by a few years. In terms of identifying medicinal herbs, he was definitely more knowledgeable. Senior brother Baijin, can you recognize it as well? Su Ru was in disbelief. Su Baijin shook his head with a bitter smile. This was his first time seeing the spirit herb in Lu Hui's hands. The two of them looked at Qin Feng in unison. They didn't expect the square tower's prestige to fall on Qin Feng again. At this moment, Qin Feng's expression was grave. When he saw the spiritual herbs that Lu Hui took out, an ominous feeling arose in his heart. Qin Feng was very familiar with this spirit herb. Not long ago, he had used it to refine pills in the Red Flower Hall. It was the main ingredient needed to refine the spirit surge pill, the clear spirit grass. Actually, many cultivators in the North Sand region knew about the clear spirit grass and the legendary spirit surge pill. However, there were very few people who had actually seen the clear spirit grass. This was because this kind of spirit grass was very rare and almost no one could refine the spirit surge pill. So, no one could recognize the spirit grass that Lu Hui had taken out. Seeing that Qin Feng did not speak for a long time, Lu Hui's face was full of playfulness. This clear spirit herb didn't belong to him. Rather, it was given to him by the two young elders of Red Flower Hall, and they had asked him to use it to continue his fight with the Four-Corner Tower. Although Lu Hui didn't understand the Red Flower Hall's young elders' intentions, he couldn't be bothered to care about it. As long as he could suppress Qin Feng and the Four-Way Tower's limelight, it was fine. Since your Four-Way Tower can't recognize me, then hurry up and admit defeat. Lu Hui pursued relentlessly, not giving Qin Feng any chance. Su Baijin and Su Ru were anxious as they stared coldly at Lu Hui. The two of them had long disliked this little old man, but they couldn't do anything to him. Junior brother Qin Feng, you also don't recognize that spirit grass? Su Baijin quickly calmed down and placed his hopes on Qin Feng. Logically speaking, Qin Feng was an elixir king, so he should be very knowledgeable. Qin Feng had been observing in the dark. He suspected that there were people from the Red Flower Hall on the ship. However, after looking around, he didn't see any traces of Bai Shan and the others. It seemed that the Red Flower Hall had sent some disciples. Qin Feng wasn't surprised by the appearance of the Red Flower Hall. Back then, he had refined the Spirit Surge pill in the Red Flower Hall. It would be strange if the Red Flower Hall didn't send people to look for him. However, Qin Feng didn't know the cultivation base of the people from the Red Flower Hall. If they were as strong as Bai Shan and the other three great elders, then Qin Feng wouldn't be able to fight back. However, Qin Feng quickly dispelled this thought. Since Bai Shan and the other three great elders didn't come personally, it meant that they were too embarrassed to come to the Fallen God Sea to search for treasures. After all, this kind of adventure was left for young cultivators. I recognize the spirit grass in your hand. You don't have to be complacent here. Qin Feng thought quickly and made a decision. The smile on Lu Hui's face suddenly froze. He looked at Qin Feng nervously. In fact, even he couldn't recognize the spirit grass in his hand. Could Qin Feng really recognize it? Stop putting on an act. Since you know, why don't you tell me? Lu Hui roared with the last glimmer of hope. Qin Feng suddenly leaned close to his ear and said in a suppressed voice, "This is a clear spirit grass." This action gave Lu Hui a fright. He thought Qin Feng was going to make a move. Lu Hui immediately retreated a few steps. However, he discovered that Qin Feng didn't do anything. This made him extremely embarrassed. Alchemist Lu, am I right? Qin Feng looked at him with a beaming smile. Lu Hui was momentarily speechless. He didn't know what this spirit grass was. You, wait a moment. I'll go ask. Lu Hui left the high platform with a cold expression. This scene caused a lot of exclamations in the crowd. Everyone thought that Qin Feng won again. Young hero Qin is indeed an elixir king. He really recognized that spirit grass. The people from Treasure Pill Tower are simply looking for trouble. How dare they challenge the dignity of an elixir king? Aren't they courting death? That alchemist Lu Hui destroyed his own future. After this fallen god sea adventure, I'm afraid the Treasure Pill Tower won't have the face to keep him. Qin Feng didn't care about the crowd's discussion. His eyes were constantly watching Lu Hui's situation. After Lu Hui left the high platform, he didn't return to the Treasure Pill Tower's group. Instead, he ran to the side of two middle-aged men. No one knew what the three of them were talking about. However, from the expressions of the two men, it was obvious that they were very dissatisfied with Lu Hui's behavior. You idiot! Who told you to come here? Emily directly scolded. Lu Hui was a member of the Treasure Pill Tower. However, the other party didn't give him any face. From this, it could be seen that the Red Flower Hall was very powerful in the Northern Sand region. Lu Hui was dissatisfied, but he didn't dare to show it. He even forced a smile and said, "Seniors, Qin Feng said that this is a clear spirit grass. I'm here to ask if it's true." Tu Chi and Mo Li's expressions changed. They directly ignored Lu Hui and looked at Qin Feng, who was on the high platform. The clear spirit grass wasn't something that anyone could recognize. Moreover, Qin Feng was a superb alchemist. All of these matched Qiao Feng's characteristics. Senior apprentice brother Mo, I'm afraid that we've been exposed. Tu Chi looked at Qin Feng and realized that he was also looking at them. Chapter 16:26. After Qin Feng confirmed his targets, he discovered that these two people were not weak. At the very least, he could not tell how strong they were at the moment. He only felt that they were on the same level as Yan Xianhai. Update fast, no ads. The two of them spoke for a while before disappearing into the crowd, while Lu Hui returned to the Treasure Pill Pavilion's group with a gloomy expression. At this point, no more teams of alchemists went up to challenge Qin Feng. From then on, Qin Feng's name as the King of Elixirs spread throughout the North Sand continent. The alchemist exchange meet had already ended. Many groups began to leave, but most of the cultivators remained. They wanted to establish a relationship with Qin Feng, even if it was just to exchange a few words. The scene became unusually lively, and it felt like a celebrity concert. Su Baizhen immediately organized the Square Tower's disciples to escort Qin Feng out of the arena. Seeing this scene, Su Ru's face turned cold. Brother Qin, Xue Junfei squeezed to Qin Feng's side with great difficulty, and his voice trembled. He had a lot to say, but when he saw Qin Feng, he forgot everything. He had known Qin Yifeng for a long time, but he addressed Qin Yifeng as brother. But Xue Junfei would never have thought that the big brother he had just acknowledged was actually an elixir king. Brother Xue, you go back first. I'll go to the Square Tower's venue with senior brother, White Real. Qin Feng gave Xue Junfei a look. Now that he discovered the existence of the Red Flower Hall, it wouldn't be good for Qin Feng to go to Xue Junfei's place. If he did, he would implicate Xue Junfei. Moreover, Qin Feng realized that the two men from the Red Flower Hall weren't weak. At the very least, he couldn't fight them right now, so staying with the people from the Four-Way Tower was the safest. The group returned to the lounge. The disciples of Four Square Tower could no longer maintain their composure. The group of junior brothers and sisters surrounded Qin Feng, and when they looked at Qin Feng, their eyes were filled with shock and awe. Senior brother Qin Feng, you're actually a pill king? You've kept everyone in the dark. This is unbelievable. If news of this were to spread, the entire Northern Sand region would definitely be shocked. Senior brother Qin, you are the first pill king under the age of 30. No wonder Elder Su accepted senior brother Qin as his disciple. It turns out that senior brother Qin's alchemy level is even better than senior brother White Real and senior sister Ru. Everyone chattered incessantly. Qin Feng smiled but didn't explain. Su Baizhen was happy for Qin Feng and excited that the four-way tower had gained another elixir king. On the other hand, Su Ru stood coldly at the side, completely unable to blend into the cheerful atmosphere. That's right, junior brother Qin Feng. What was the spirit herb that Lu Hui took out at the end? Su Baizhen suddenly asked. As an outstanding alchemist, it was necessary to ask more questions and learn more. Qin Feng was put in a difficult position. It wasn't that he didn't want to say it, but he was afraid that if he said it, it would be bad for him and everyone else. Before he could speak, the cabin door was suddenly pushed open. A group of men wearing white robes with red flowers embroidered on their chests rushed in. From their fiendish expressions, it was obvious that they had come with ill intentions.
Hey.
Who allowed you to come in? This is the territory of the four-way tower. A few of the junior brothers were immediately displeased and glared at the newcomers. Su Ru was standing at the door, and when she saw the other party's clothes, her expression turned serious. She stood in front of those younger martial brothers who were about to attack and said in an ice-cold voice, "What are the people of Red Flower Hall doing here?" Su Ru was very smart. She intentionally revealed the other party's identity. The junior brothers of the Four-Square Tower were startled. Just a moment ago, they had been so aggressive, but now they were like frost-bitten eggplants. There were a total of 6 people, and the ones in the lead were Tu Chi and Emoli. The two of them completely ignored Su Ru's question, and their gazes finally landed on Qin Feng. "You come with us." Emoli pointed at Qin Feng, her tone carrying a commanding tone. Everyone was stunned. They didn't know what grudge Qin Feng had with the Red Flower Hall for them to come in broad daylight to demand for someone. Although Su Ru was a little jealous of Qin Feng's talent in alchemy, she was definitely a person who judged matters as they stood. No matter what, Qin Feng was a member of the Four-Way Tower, and according to seniority, he was her junior martial brother. How could she just watch as Qin Feng was taken away for no reason? Humph. The people of Red Flower Hall are so arrogant. Do you think that the Four-Way Tower is a pushover? You came to the Four-Way Tower's territory for no reason, and you even want to take someone away. I will not agree to this.
Bang.
Just as Su Ru finished speaking, a gust of wind exploded on her body. She was powerless to resist, and her entire body flew backward. She only stopped when she collided with the cabin wall. "Noisy," Emoli said as she flicked her sleeve. The Four-Way Tower disciples were instantly enraged. They all drew their swords and pointed them at Emoli. The atmosphere in the cabin exploded. Su Baizhen's expression also turned cold. He stood in front of the disciples and said, "If I'm not mistaken, the two of you are Red Flower Hall's Mo Li and young elder Tu Chi, right? May I know why you came to the Four-Way Tower's territory to cause trouble? We usually have no grudges, so this can't be justified, right?" Mo Li's expression darkened. He was about to attack again, but Tu Chi stopped him first. "Senior martial brother Mo, although the Four-Way Tower is nothing, we are on the Soaring Dragon Merchant Association's ship. There is no need for us to blow this matter up." Emoli retracted his aura, looked at Su Baizhen again, and said, "Brat, you are not qualified to question me. Although the Four-Way Tower is powerful, it is nothing in the eyes of the Red Flower Hall. Today, we only want Qin Feng. You just have to hand him over obediently, and everything will be fine." The Four-Way Tower disciples' expressions were livid. They were naturally unwilling to hand over Qin Feng. Su Baizhen was somewhat puzzled. How did Qin Feng get into a conflict with the Red Flower Hall's people? This matter was not so easily resolved. Apologies, seniors. Junior martial brother Qin Feng is a member of our Four-Way Tower. How can you take him away as you wish? Su Baizhen's expression turned cold, and his attitude was very unyielding. Seeing everyone protecting him behind them, Qin Feng felt a surge of warmth in his heart. However, he was not someone who feared death. How could he implicate everyone? What's going on here? Before Qin Feng could step forward, another group of people walked in. Only 2 people had come, but when they saw the clothes they were wearing, the expressions of the Four-Way Tower and Red Flower Hall disciples changed drastically. "So it's Elder Yun and Elder Zhou. Apologies for not coming out to greet you." Su Baizhen immediately went forward as though he had seen his savior. Tu Chi and Mo Li's expressions were cold, and they actually stopped trying to forcibly take Qin Feng away. The two elders were in their early 50s. They wore long gray robes, with the Soaring Dragon Merchant Association's emblem on their chests. They were the two junior elders of the Merchant Association. On this flying ship, the Soaring Dragon Merchant Association had the final say. The other sects and factions had no choice but to give way. We're here to look for Alchemy Monarch Qin. Is he here? Yun Fei's expression was indifferent. Qin Feng had already walked out on his own. Elder Yun, this junior is Qin Feng. Seeing Qin Feng, Yun Fei and Zhou Tai's eyes lit up. The number of alchemy kings in the entire northern sand region could be counted on one's fingers. Yet, Qin Feng had achieved such fame before he was 30. This kind of person was definitely in existence that everyone would fight to befriend. Haha. Alchemy Monarch Qin, the president of our Soaring Dragon Merchant Association's branch, Long Outyen, invites you over. I'll have to trouble Alchemy Monarch Qin to come with us. Facing Qin Feng, the two's attitude had undergone a 180-degree change. They appeared extremely respectful. Chapter 16:27. The Red Flower Hall looked down on the square tower, and the Dragonrise Chamber of Commerce looked down on the Red Flower Hall as well. There were no advertisements. Ever since Yun Fei and Zhou Tai entered the room, they couldn't even be bothered to look at them. Mo Li and Tu Chi were furious, but since they were on the Dragonrise Chamber of Commerce's airship, they didn't dare to vent their displeasure. Haha, elders, our Red Flower Hall would also like to have a chat with Alchemy King Qin. Moreover, we came here first. Would you two elders wait for us to finish talking with Qin Feng before letting him visit President Long Outyen? Emily said with a smile. As soon as he finished speaking, he was reprimanded by Yun Fei. Humph. Who does your Red Flower Hall think you are? Does the person our President Long Outyen wants to see have to be queued up behind you? Emily gritted his teeth in anger. He hadn't expected the Dragonrise Chamber of Commerce to be so disrespectful. Even if you want to take Qin Feng away, we should at least discuss this properly. Haha. Elder Yun Fei, don't be angry. Senior brother Mo was just asking casually. If there's nothing else, we'll take our leave first. Tu Chi hurriedly spoke up. He was deeply afraid that Emily would fight with Yun Fei and Yun Fei in his agitation. If that happened, all the Red Flower Hall disciples on the airship would be finished. Emily calmed down and didn't say anything else. The two were about to leave with their juniors when they heard Qin Feng's voice. Wait, who said you could leave? You bullied someone from the Square Tower, and you want to leave so easily? The Square Tower disciples all looked at him in surprise. It was already a happy ending that the Red Flower Hall didn't cause trouble, but Qin Feng still argued with them. Junior brother Qin Feng, Su Baizhen, also couldn't understand Qin Feng's thoughts and hurriedly tried to dissuade him. However, he was interrupted by Qin Feng. Senior brother Baizhen, there's no need to say more. I know what I'm doing. That old fart dared to bully senior sister Ru. How can I let him off so easily? Earlier, Emily had forced Su Ru back with a palm strike. Although Su Ru wasn't seriously injured, this action had already angered Qin Feng. Although Qin Feng and Su Ru didn't like each other, it was only a small quarrel. When faced with an actual enemy, Qin Feng subconsciously treated Su Ru as one of his own. The disciples of the Four-Way Tower were touched. Qin Feng still dared to stand up for senior sister Ru at such a time. From this, it could be seen that he was a true man who valued friendship and righteousness. Su Ru was stunned. She didn't think Qin Feng would do this. As she looked at Qin Feng's broad back, Su Ru's heartbeat suddenly became erratic. Stinking brat, don't be so shameless. You think you can keep us here? Emily had been suppressing her anger to begin with. Now she exploded. Of course, Qin Feng knew that he was no match for Emily, and he had no intention of personally teaching her a lesson. Elders, I can't go with you to meet guild leader Long Outyen right now. Once I'm done with the matters at hand, I'll definitely pay him a visit personally, Qin Feng said as he cupped his fists at Yun Fei and Zhou Tai. The two of them were immediately placed in a difficult position. Guild leader Long Outyen had personally given the order to bring Qin Feng back. How could they possibly have the time to wait? Alchemist Qin, why don't you return with us first? It won't be too late to settle these grudges after this, Yun Fei said with a smile. Qin Feng's expression was somewhat ugly. The reason why he had brought up the conflict with the Red Flower Hall was to see the attitude of the Soaring Dragon Chamber of Commerce. From Yun Fei and Zhou Tai's reactions, it was clear that they were unwilling to interfere in this matter. And from this, Qin Feng could roughly guess the reason why the Soaring Dragon Chamber of Commerce was looking for him. It was obvious that they didn't really admire his identity as an alchemy king. They most likely wanted to rope him into the Soaring Dragon Chamber of Commerce. That won't do, Qin Feng said without any hesitation. Elders, you've seen it for yourself. The Red Flower Hall brought people to our ship's hold to cause trouble. They even injured one of my senior sisters. If we don't settle this matter now, the people from the Red Flower Hall will think that our four-way tower is afraid of them. Yun Fei and Zhou Tai felt disdain in their hearts. They could see that Qin Feng's cultivation level was extremely low. He was only a Saint King. He wanted to stand up for the four-way tower with this level of strength. He couldn't even withstand a single blow. But the two of them wouldn't voice out their thoughts. Although Qin Feng's cultivation level was low, his alchemy skills were shockingly high. And the Northern Sand region definitely didn't lack cultivators with high cultivation levels. What they urgently lacked were alchemists at the level of an alchemy king. These two old men weren't stupid either. They quickly saw through Qin Feng's intentions. He was planning to use them as cannon fodder. But the two of them couldn't reject him. Otherwise, the Soaring Dragon Chamber of Commerce would leave a bad impression in Qin Feng's eyes. Humph. The people from the Red Flower Hall are really daring. Fighting is strictly prohibited on the Soaring Dragon Chamber of Commerce's airship, and you still dare to fight on the ship? Are you completely looking down on our Soaring Dragon Chamber of Commerce? Yun Fei suddenly reprimanded Mo Li and the rest. Zhou Tai was even more direct. He struck out with his palm, and a gust of wind suddenly blew in the originally calm cabin. Tu Chi and Mo Li barely managed to hold on, but the disciples behind them were all sent flying into the passageway outside the cabin. Pooh! That group of disciples had just landed on the ground when they spat out blood. Zhou Tai's palm strike was incomparably ferocious. It shocked Su Baizhen and Su Ru. Qin Feng couldn't tell this old man's cultivation level, but he was sure that he wouldn't be able to withstand the power of that palm strike. Elder Zhou, what's the meaning of this? Emoli was furious, but he didn't make a move. Zhou Tai's simple palm strike had also frightened him. Zhou Tai had a look of disdain on his face, not taking Emoli seriously at all. Since you can withstand my palm strike, it looks like the two of you have stepped into the Buddhist light realm. However, your realms are like ants in this old man's eyes. If you know what's good for you, then immediately take that group of trash and scram. Otherwise, don't even think about leaving. Mo Li and Tu Chi's hearts thumped wildly. A ferocious aura erupted from Zhou Tai's body, bringing great pressure to the two of them. Please calm your anger, Elder Zhou. It was us juniors who were rash. Tu Chi hurriedly admitted defeat. He was much more mellow than Mo Li. Although Mo Li felt stifled, he didn't even dare to let out a fart in the end. He led his disciples away dejectedly. The cabin regained its calm. Yun Fei and Zhou Tai withdrew their auras and looked at Qin Feng with a chuckle. They looked like two harmless old grandpas. Hee. Alchemy Monarch Qin, you can come with us now, right? Yun Fei said, restraining his temper. Su Baizhen took a step forward. Elders, why don't I accompany junior brother Qin Feng? The two of them's expressions turned cold, and they said unhappily, President Long Outyen only invited Alchemy Monarch Qin. What are you doing? Su Baizhen smiled bitterly in his heart. His alchemy level was considered famous in the Northern Sand region. He was even the cream of the crop among the juniors. However, in the eyes of the Dragon Sword Chamber of Commerce, he had become a bystander. Chapter 1628. Qin Feng left with Yun Fei and Zhou Tai. Su Baizhen and Su Ruer insisted on following, but were persuaded by Qin Fen. The three of them arrived at a private area of the airship. As soon as they entered, Qin Fen discovered that half of the airship's cabins were set up with defensive and restrictive arrays. If one wasn't a member of the Dragon Sword Chamber of Commerce, they could forget about entering. Alchemist Qin, President Long Outyen has been waiting inside for a long time. We won't be following you in. The two of them stopped at the door of a cabin. Qin Fen strode in. Since he was already here, there was no need for him to cower. Moreover, he could roughly guess the purpose of the Dragonrise Chamber of Commerce. It was most likely to rope him in. The room was very spacious, and it was a few grades better than the resting room allocated to him in Square Tower. There was only one person in the room. He was dressed in white robes, sitting by a stone table with his eyes closed. He ignored Qin Fen even when he entered. Junior Qin Fen. The white-robed man's true age could not be determined. Although his face was full of wrinkles, and his brows showed that he had experienced many vicissitudes, Qin Fen knew that this old man had lived for at least a few hundred years. He could not be defined by the appearance of the Chinese secular world. Hearing Qin Fen speak, Long Outyen finally opened his eyes. His eyes were as clear and bright as a newborn baby's, as if they could see through one's heart. He looked at Qin Fen in silence, causing Qin Fen to feel an unprecedented pressure. You are the youngest elixir king in the Northern Sand Continent, Qin Fen? Long Outyen was sitting in front of Qin Fen, but his voice seemed to come from 1,000 miles away. Qin Fen had just revealed his identity as an elixir king at the Alchemist Exchange, and his name had already spread throughout the Northern Sand Continent. Junior is indeed an elixir king, but I dare not claim the title of the youngest elixir king. Qin Fen tried to check Long Outyen's realm, but found that the other party's body was like a bottomless pit. His divine sense did not respond at all. Facing such an old monster, Qin Fen felt nervous. This feeling made him very unhappy, and once again stimulated his desire to break through quickly. The youngest elixir king in the Northern Sand Continent is Pill Master Ku of the Dragonrise Chamber of Commerce. He just became a Tier 1 Level 7 elixir king a month ago, and is currently 39 years old. Long Outyen looked up at Qin Fen. How old are you this year? 25 years old, Qin Feng answered truthfully. There was a flash of light in Long Outyen's eyes, which were as deep as the ocean. It was as if a storm had arisen on a calm sea. You're only 25 years old? Nominal age 25. Even Long Outyen couldn't stay calm anymore. He even rolled his eyes. He had stayed in the Northern Sand region for hundreds of years, but this was the first time he had met a genius like Qin Fen. Qin Feng couldn't even be described as a genius because too many geniuses weren't even worth mentioning in front of him. Cough cough. A 25-year-old pill king, there's definitely no second one in the Northern Sand Continent, and I wonder if there are any in the Divine Supreme Continent. This time, I've invited you here because I've taken a fancy to your talent in alchemy. I hope you can join the Dragon Sword Chamber of Commerce. Long Outyen quickly returned to the topic at hand. The shock on his face disappeared, and it was as if his expression had never changed. Senior Long, what if I refuse to join the Dragon Sword Chamber of Commerce? Qin Feng still had many things to do. The most important thing was to find the whereabouts of Li Shanshan, his mother, and the others. He did not have the time to join the Dragon Soaring Chamber of Commerce. If he did, he would definitely be restricted by the Chamber of Commerce. Perhaps all he did was concoct pills every day. Long Outyen's expression changed again. He clearly didn't expect Qin Feng to reject him. The Dragon Sword Chamber of Commerce was the largest chamber of commerce in the Northern Sand region. It was a powerful existence that surpassed 5-star clans and sections. Many people wanted to join the Dragon Sword Chamber of Commerce, but they weren't qualified. Did you hear what I said? Or do you not understand the power of the Dragon Sword Chamber of Commerce? Long Outyen's voice became colder. Qin Feng was more or less nervous. He didn't know what kind of existence he was facing this time. Qin Feng didn't even dare to hide in the astral space. He was afraid that he would expose the existence of a system in front of such an expert. Ever since he came to the Divine Supreme Continent, Qin Feng hadn't met other people who possessed a system. However, he believed that there must be other systems here. It was just that the Divine Supreme Continent was so vast that he hadn't met them yet. I know how powerful the Dragon Sword Chamber of Commerce is, but I have many things to do. I can't join the Dragon Sword Chamber of Commerce. Although he was worried, Qin Feng's attitude was firm. Long Outyen's expression was cold. There was no aura coming from his body. He sat there like a rock. However, at this moment, the wind and clouds in the room surged. Countless powerful auras pressed towards Qin Feng, pressuring him so much that he could barely breathe. You better think this through. Because of your special identity, if the Dragon Sword Chamber of Commerce can't get you, we won't let other forces rope you in. You can choose not to join us.
If you do, you'll die.
Long Outyen's voice was deep and powerful. It was as if Buddha's 5 Fingers Mountain was pressing down on Qin Feng's head. His words were a blatant threat, which made Qin Feng very unhappy. However, in the face of absolute power, Qin Feng couldn't resist, at least for now. What do I need to do after joining the Dragon Sword Chamber of Commerce? Qin Feng already had a plan. There were still 4 to 5 days before the airship arrived at its destination. He wouldn't be able to escape during this period. Everything would have to wait until the airship stopped. Seeing that Qin Feng had submitted, Long Outyen's expression was cold and arrogant. If you join our Chamber of Commerce, you'll be one of us. Of course, we won't mistreat you. You'll help the chamber with refining pills and provide some of the pills our disciples need to break through. Qin Feng was a pill king. He could refine a wide range of pills. His joining would mean a lot to the Dragon Sword Chamber of Commerce. Then how much of the pills I refine will I get? Qin Feng didn't really intend to join the Dragon Sword Chamber of Commerce. However, he had to at least pretend to be one and purposely raise the issue of benefits. The other pill refiners can only get 10%. Seeing that you're a pill king, I'll give you an extra 10%. Long Outyen's voice was unquestionable. He wasn't negotiating with Qin Feng, but stating a fact. Qin Feng cursed in his heart. This Dragon Sword Chamber of Commerce was really black-hearted. Now, the pill refiners of the 4 major pill workshops in the Northern Sand region could get 30% of the profits. If they were pill kings, their share would be even higher. They might even be worshipped by some pill workshops. However, Qin Feng couldn't negotiate now. He pretended to hesitate for a while before saying, "All right, I agree to join the Dragon Sword Chamber of Commerce. However, I still have to participate in the treasure hunt in the Fallen God Sea." "You don't have to participate. Our Dragon Sword Chamber of Commerce has already arranged for our disciples to go. When the time comes, we'll give you the herbs we find. Why waste your time refining pills?" Long Outyen rejected him. Qin Feng was anxious. The treasure hunt in the Fallen God Sea was the only way for him to escape. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to escape from the Dragon Sword Chamber of Commerce in the future. However, Long Outyen seemed to have seen through his thoughts and didn't give him the chance. Chapter 16:29. Under the current circumstances, Qin Feng had no choice but to compromise. He had to wait until the flying ship docked before he could find a chance to escape. However, Qin Feng was soon pleasantly surprised. He realized that the Dragonrise Merchant Guild was indeed the #1 merchant guild in the Northern Sand continent. It was extremely wealthy and had almost all kinds of spirit herbs. Alchemy King Qin, President Long Outyen asked us to deliver these herbs. We won't disturb your pill refining any longer. After Long Outyen left, 7 or 8 disciples quickly entered. Each of them carried 2 baskets of herbs, all of which were spirit herbs. These disciples were very respectful towards Qin Feng. This was the prestige of an alchemy king. After the disciples left, Qin Feng hurriedly flipped through the baskets of herbs. Dragon Spirit Fruit, 100 Leaves Grass, Immortal Cloud Grass, Green Bodhi Seed, Tassel Stem, and Link Spirit Grass were all rare spirit herbs. Ever since he obtained the Encyclopedia of Medicinal Pills, Qin Feng rarely failed to recognize herbs. However, there were at least 10 types of herbs in the room that Qin Feng did not recognize. Not long ago, he had been annoyed at being forced to stay in the Dragonrise Merchant Guild. Now, his gloomy mood was swept away, and his eyes shone with excitement. Since he was trapped in the room, Qin Feng started to refine pills like crazy. In the past, he had many pills that he wanted to refine, but he did not have enough herbs. But now, he did not need to worry about the problem of herbs at all. That feeling was indescribable. Rumble. The cauldron of heaven and earth was already placed in the room. A ball of fire rose under the cauldron. Qin Feng did not take out the purple flame easily. Who knew if there was a hidden surveillance formation in this room? If the purple flame was discovered by Long Outyen, he would definitely snatch it away. However, even using beast fire did not affect the progress of Qin Feng's pill refining at all. He was now a Tier 2 Level 7 pill king, and most of the pills he was refining were of golden pill quality. He was completely at ease. As time passed, the cauldron of heaven and earth continued to explode. Each loud sound represented the formation of a pill. Qin Feng's side was already filled with refined pills. The lowest quality was Tier 1 Level 6 golden pill. As for spirit pills and wonder pills, Qin Feng did not care about them at all. Although the pills around him were piling up, Qin Feng had no intention of stopping. Since the Dragonrise Chamber of Commerce dared to force him to join them, he would teach them a lesson. As for these refined pills, Qin Feng planned to keep them all for himself. Rumble. Another loud sound came from the heaven and earth cauldron. This time, it was 6 milky white origin transformation pills. To be able to refine 6 essence transformation pills in one go, even an ordinary alchemy king could do it. Qin Feng finally stopped and panted heavily. He had been so focused on alchemy that he didn't even know how much time had passed. However, looking at the various medicinal pills piled up like a small mountain around him, Qin Feng guessed that it had been at least 3 or 4 days. According to the time of this voyage, they were not far from their destination. Qin Feng began to put the pills into different jade bottles and the remaining medicinal ingredients into the astral boundary. Now, he just had to wait for the flying ship to dock and find a chance to escape. Little pig, how long have I been here? After storing the pills, Qin Feng communicated telepathically. 3 days and 3 nights. However, the Dragon Soar Merchant Guild's airship hasn't slowed down at all. It looks like it'll take them another day or 2 to reach their destination, Little Pig analyzed. Qin Feng couldn't just sit around and do nothing. Ever since he'd been suppressed by Long Outyen, his desire to break through to the next level had grown even stronger. Now that he had so many pills on him, he naturally had to use them to speed up his cultivation.
All right, help me keep an eye out.
Call me if the airship slows down. Qin Feng gave Little Pig a few instructions and sat down cross-legged. He took out a dozen or so bottles of pills and placed them in front of him. He opened all the jade bottles at once, and the room instantly filled with the fragrance of pills. The spiritual qi in the room instantly increased by several times. These pills were all refined using the medicinal ingredients provided by the Dragon Soar Merchant Guild. Qin Feng didn't feel the slightest bit of heartache when he ate them. He tossed them into his mouth like rice. Now that he was a 6th level Saint King, he first ate 2 bone-cleansing pills to strengthen his shins and bones, making sufficient preparations for his breakthrough. After swallowing the bone-cleansing pills, Qin Feng ate a few level 5, level 6 golden core cloud pills. The main effect of the cloud pill was to condense the qi in one's body and expand one's dantian to a certain extent. Consciousness pill, detoxification pill, true elemental pill. These pills were just a warm-up before the breakthrough. When Qin Feng felt that he was almost ready, he poured out 3 pills from the last exquisite jade bottle. These were level 8, level 6 golden core pills. During the alchemist exchange a few days ago, Su Ruer had taken out these pills for the alchemy battle. They were very helpful to late-stage Saint King cultivators. The golden core pills melted in Qin Feng's mouth, and a wave of majestic spiritual qi surged in Qin Feng's body. These pills were already close to the quality of imperial pills, and each one was extremely violent. Even if a cultivator was in a hurry to break through, they would only consume them one by one to cultivate. Qin Feng was the only one in the northern sand continent who consumed 3 golden core pills at once. Rumble. When the 3 golden core pills' medicinal effects had completely taken effect, Qin Feng's body rumbled incessantly. His skin swelled up, and his head swelled like a pig's head. His stomach bulged as if he was pregnant with a child. This was clearly not a normal breakthrough, but Qin Feng wasn't worried. The reason why he dared to consume 3 golden core pills at once wasn't because he had lost his rationality because he was in a hurry to break through. Previously, he had consumed the bone-cleansing pill and a series of other pills to allow his body to withstand the ferocious medicinal effects. Bang, bang, bang. Explosions continued incessantly, but Qin Feng wasn't seriously injured. Moreover, as time passed, his swollen body started to slowly return to its original state, and the majestic spiritual qi was absorbed into his dantian, forming a dense spiritual qi whirlpool. Rumble. Another loud sound rang out, but this time, it was more than 10 times louder than before. Qin Feng felt as if his dantian had exploded, and waves of spiritual qi surged out like a flood that had broken through a dam, roaming wildly in his veins. However, after roaming around his body once, the spiritual qi once again gathered in his dantian. Another loud sound rang out, and the process repeated itself. What's going on? Qin Feng wasn't worried at first, but now he was nervous. He realized that he had broken through, but this was the first time he had encountered such a way of breaking through. Master, don't worry. You've broken through 2 levels consecutively. Congratulations, Master. You've stepped into level 8 Holy King. Little Pig's voice was filled with excitement. Chapter 1630. Level 8 Saint King had already stepped into the late stage of Saint King. Qin Feng was confident that he could kill a level 9 Saint King with his various spirit weapons and martial skills. At this moment, the faces of many people appeared in Qin Feng's mind. Zhao Lei and the others from Celestial Crane Mountain, Xue Pingji, who was at the peak of level 9 Saint King, and even Tu Qi and Mo Li from Red Flower Hall. Qin Feng had some misgivings when facing these people. Now, he could kill some of them directly, while he couldn't kill others, but he wouldn't be killed by them either. Little Pig, how long did I take to break through? Qin Feng asked immediately after he collected his thoughts.
Half a day.
The airship hasn't slowed down yet, so we're probably still some distance away from our destination. Little Pig understood Qin Feng's thoughts. Qin Feng nodded. He planned to wait for time. As soon as the airship reached the shore, he would think of a way to escape. Rumble. Just as Qin Feng finished his plan, a loud noise came from outside. The deck under his feet shook violently, as if there was an earthquake. The fallen god's sea was vast and boundless. The waves on the sea were huge, and the airship would occasionally shake when the waves hit. Qin Feng didn't think much of it at first, but the shaking of the cabin became more intense. The loud noise outside was clearly not the sound of the waves. Alchemy Monarch Qin, quickly come with us to the safety cabin to take refuge. The cabin door suddenly opened, and 4 disciples wearing the uniform of the Soaring Dragon Chamber of Commerce rushed in. Qin Feng realized that something big had happened and asked hurriedly, "What's going on outside?" Alchemy Monarch Qin, we found a rank 7 sea beast on the sea. It's currently attacking our airship. But don't worry, Alchemy Monarch Qin. President Long Outyen has already led the elite disciples to kill the sea beast. You just need to come with us to a safe place to temporarily hide. One of the disciples explained the situation. Qin Feng was instantly overjoyed. He was worried about not having a chance to escape. Now that a rank 7 sea beast had appeared, the entire airship would definitely be thrown into chaos. It was the best time to escape. Qin Feng had already followed the 4 disciples out of the cabin. He walked behind them and quickly scanned the 4 of them. The 4 disciples weren't very strong. One of them was a rank 6 Saint King, while the other 3 were only rank 4 Saint Kings. How powerful are rank 7 sea beasts? Qin Feng suddenly asked. The 4 disciples stopped at the entrance. One of them said, "Don't worry, Elixir Monarch Qin. Even though a 7th rank sea beast is comparable to a true spirit realm early stage cultivator, our President Long Outyen is a true spirit realm late stage cultivator. It's only a matter of time before he kills the sea beast. Qin Feng was able to get all the information out of him with just one question. He was glad that he did not fall out with Long Outyen back then. Long Outyen was a late-stage true spirit realm expert, which was 2 whole realms higher than him. You've misunderstood. I'm not worried. Qin Feng's sudden and baffling words caused the 4 disciples to be at a loss. Clearly, they didn't understand what he was talking about. However, there was no need for them to understand. They saw Qin Feng turn into a black shadow and instantly attack. The 4 of them were unable to resist, and their vision went black as they fainted. These were 4 Saint King realm masters, and one of them had even stepped into the Saint King late stage. However, Qin Feng was able to defeat 4 people in one move. It was clear that his strength had become extremely terrifying after breaking through. Qin Feng did not dare to delay and immediately jumped out of the cabin. Originally, a trapping array had been set up in the cabin, but when the 4 disciples of the Soaring Dragon Chamber of Commerce came in, the trapping array was temporarily lifted. The airship was incomparably huge. Qin Feng flew all the way, and it took him more than 10 minutes to return to the area where the treasure hunters lived. At this time, it was already a mess here. Many cultivators covered their heads and fled in all directions. Some even took out their flying artifacts and directly escaped from the airship of the Soaring Dragon Chamber of Commerce. Everyone, quickly go to the safety cabin to take shelter. President Long Outyen of the Soaring Dragon Chamber of Commerce has already led people to kill the sea beast. An announcement came from the airship, but it was not made through a loudspeaker. Instead, it was achieved through aura. However, the reassurance of the Soaring Dragon Chamber of Commerce did not have much effect. Those cultivators with lower realms were still fleeing. That was a 7th-order sea beast, which was comparable to an existence in the early stage of the true spirit realm. The airship is going to sink. Everyone, hurry up and escape. We're almost at our destination anyway. Don't wait on the airship to die. That one-horned sea lion is too big. It's comparable to the airship of the Soaring Dragon Chamber of Commerce. Didn't they say that the beast clans of the fallen god sea have migrated during the season? Why does such a sea beast still exist? Qin Feng shuttled through the chaotic crowd, and no one recognized his identity. He rushed all the way to the deck. If he wanted to escape with his flying artifact, he would have to go to the deck.
Roar.
As soon as he arrived on the deck, a deafening roar sounded. Qin Feng immediately circulated his inner qi to protect his body, but he still felt a strong airflow rushing toward him. Cultivators below the Saint King realm were directly sent flying by the roar of the sea lion. Many fell into the sea, and their blood dyed the seawater red. Even cultivators in the early stage of the Saint King realm could not withstand it, and this was just the roar of the one-horned sea lion. If it launched a real attack, most cultivators below the true spirit realm would immediately be killed. Qin Feng, are you okay? A familiar voice sounded, and there was a hint of surprise in it. Qin Feng's heart tightened. He was afraid that someone would recognize him. However, after seeing the other party's appearance, Qin Feng was slightly relieved. Senior brother White True, where are you going? Su White True and Su Ru were fleeing with the Square Tower's disciples. Su White True pulled Qin Feng and ran. Junior brother Qin Feng, a Class 7 one-horned sea lion, has appeared on the sea. The Soaring Dragon Chamber of Commerce is now organizing everyone to take refuge in the safety cabin. Hurry and come with us. Qin Feng was so scared that he pushed Su White True away. He had just escaped from that godforsaken place. Senior brother White True, don't worry about me. I still have something to do. Hurry and go to the safety cabin. Su White True did not let go, and his expression was extremely grave. Junior brother Qin Feng, a Class 7 sea beast, is no joke. It is an existence comparable to the true spirit realm. We are all ants in front of that one-horned sea lion. If we don't hide, we will lose our lives. Of course, Qin Feng understood this, but he had to escape. If he did not escape this time, he would probably be under house arrest by the Soaring Dragon Chamber of Commerce for the rest of his life. Senior brother White True, Long Outyen, wants to put me under house arrest to help the Chamber of Commerce refine elixirs. If I don't escape now, I won't have another chance. Qin Feng whispered the truth into Su White-True's ear. Su White-True's expression changed drastically, and he suddenly loosened his grip on Qin Feng's arm. Qin Feng cupped his fists and said, "Senior brother White-True, take care." A black shadow flashed by, and Qin Feng was long gone. A hint of surprise flashed across Su Ru's beautiful eyes. She realized that Qin Feng's cultivation realm was actually unfathomably high. "Senior brother, White-True, why did you let Qin Feng go?" Su Ru revealed a rare expression of anxiety. She was usually expressionless. Chapter 1631. Qin Feng had already arrived on the deck. The vast sea in front of him was blocked by a huge hill. Looking carefully, it was not a hill at all, but a huge sea beast. This was the one-horned sea lion that attacked the airship. It was huge, and only half of its body was above the sea. All 4 of its limbs were at the bottom of the sea. Its head was raised high, and there was a sharp and long horn on its head. The one-horned sea lion was roaring, and its huge mouth seemed to be able to swallow a ship. Following its every roar, the waves surged like a tsunami erupting. There were many cultivators on the deck, and they were all covering their heads and running away. There was no second person like Qin Feng who ran to the deck. The entire airship was shaking violently, and it was impossible to stand on the deck steadily. Qin Feng gritted his teeth and circulated the aura in his body, as if he was running on a cliff.
Boom.
A deafening sound suddenly exploded, and the one-horned sea lion began to use its horn to hit the hull of the airship. It was unknown how powerful his attack was, but the entire flying ship shook and almost flipped over.
Ah.
"Help, I don't want to die." Where is President Long Outyen? Why didn't he bring people to kill the sea beast? Under this fierce attack, many cultivators accidentally fell into the sea. And, at this moment, falling into the sea meant that there was no chance of survival. The cultivators' eyes were full of despair, and they kept calling for help on the sea. But after a while, the shouts gradually subsided, and the sea turned red. "Sea beast, how dare you attack the airship of the Soaring Dragon Merchant Guild? Leave quickly." At this time, a black shadow flew over quickly, followed by dozens of figures. The person's voice was strong, as if it came from thousands of miles away. Qin Feng became nervous when he heard this voice, because he knew that Long Outyen had come.
Whoosh.
Before the echo of the sea had faded, Long Outyen was already standing on a mast on the deck. No matter how violently the airship shook, Long Outyen seemed to be glued to the top of the mast. His body was as straight as an unsheathed sword, and he was not affected at all. Pa pa pa. Dozens of disciples of the Soaring Dragon Merchant Guild landed and lined up on the edge of the deck. The huge one-horned sea lion seemed to feel threatened and stopped ramming the airship, but it still opened its bloody mouth and roared, showing no intention of leaving. "Guild leader Long Outyen is here. We're saved. President Long Outyen, that beast has killed many cultivators. You have to uphold justice for us. We can't let this unicorn sea lion go so easily. We must kill it." When they saw Long Outyen, the crowd calmed down a little. Qin Feng hid in the crowd and lowered his head, afraid that Long Outyen would recognize him. "Bastard, why haven't you scrammed yet? Seems like you don't know how powerful this old man is." Long Outyen's face looked gloomy. He waved his skinny hand, and the air in front of him exploded. A loud noise was heard from the sea monster's body. Rumble. The commotion was even more intense than the roar of the sea beast. The mountain-like sea beast actually took a few steps back. Every time he moved, he set off terrifying waves at the bottom of the sea. Even the weather changed. Dark clouds rolled, giving people a sense of oppression. Fuck. President Long Outyen's palm strike was just too overbearing. That's a 7th-rank sea beast. Is this the power of the true spirit realm? Not to mention a Saint King realm cultivator. Even a Buddha light realm cultivator wouldn't be able to withstand that palm strike. That's great. With President Long Outyen's help, that sea beast will definitely die. The crowd was stunned. Even cultivators who were running away stopped and surrounded the innermost area of the deck to watch this rare battle. Even Qin Feng was shocked. He had guessed the power of the true spirit realm, but after seeing it with his own eyes, he realized that he had underestimated the power of the true spirit realm. Roar! Roar! The 7th rank sea beast seemed to be afraid, and its roar weakened a lot. It didn't dare to approach the airship, but it didn't turn around and leave either. It just stood there facing Long Outyen and the others. President, what should we do now? It's just a beast. How dare it behave so arrogantly in front of the president? Please lead the team and destroy this sea beast together. The disciples on the deck were eager to fight. They knew how powerful a 7th rank sea beast was, but they also knew how precious it was. Almost every part of this sea beast was a treasure. Its hard shell could be refined into a defensive spiritual weapon, its flesh could be refined into pills, and the most precious part was the beast core inside its body. One had to know that any beast above the 4th rank would form a beast core inside its body. Eating a beast core could allow a cultivator to quickly break through to the next realm. Long Outyen stood at the top of the mast and didn't give any orders. He knew how powerful this sea beast was, and he also had the ability to kill the one-horned sea lion. However, a 7th rank sea beast wasn't easy to deal with. If he wanted to kill it, he would definitely suffer heavy losses. Seeing that the airship was about to reach its destination, the mission of the Soaring Dragon Chamber of Commerce was considered complete. At this time, Long Outyen didn't want to attract unnecessary trouble. Don't kill it, just drive it away, Long Outyen said. The dozens of disciples were a little disappointed, but they immediately followed the president's instructions. These disciples who could come with Long Outyen were at least 9th realm Saint Kings, and there were even disciples who weren't in the Buddha light realm. Everyone started to attack, and for a time, the sea was turbulent, as if the end of the world was coming. Rumble. The loud noise didn't stop. Although the attacks of these disciples couldn't cause any substantial damage to the sea beast, the effect of the deterrence was excellent. The one-horned sea lion began to slowly retreat, getting farther and farther away from the airship. Obviously, it had the intention to retreat. Seeing this scene, the cultivators on the deck shouted excitedly, and their hearts finally relaxed. It felt like they had just taken a trip to the gates of hell. Only Qin Feng was anxious. If the sea beast really left, his escape plan would fail. Seeing that the sea beast was getting farther and farther away, Qin Feng didn't have time to hesitate. His mind moved slightly, and in an instant, a white light flashed through the waves. The white light was so fast that even the disciples of the Soaring Dragon Chamber of Commerce didn't notice it. On the sail, Long Outyen's expression changed, but before he could say anything, a loud noise exploded in the sea. Rumble. As if a missile had been thrown into the sea, a loud noise rose and fell around the one-horned sea lion. The sea formed a huge wave, and this sudden change angered the sea lion, and it suddenly swam toward the airship. The sea beast was very fast, like a moving giant mountain on the sea. Behind it, 2 waves hundreds of feet high were set off, and there was a loud noise like an engine under its feet. The cultivators on the deck were stunned, and they didn't understand what was going on. The disciples of the Soaring Dragon Chamber of Commerce were also puzzled. Why did this sea beast suddenly become angry? And what was the violent explosion just now? Qin Feng, why are you here? Are you trying to escape? Chapter 1632. The cloud-piercing arrow and the lightning elemental bead naturally belonged to Qin Feng. He had obtained the lightning elemental bead from the bandit Li Sha. The power of a single thunder elemental bead couldn't be underestimated. It could instantly kill a Saint King 8th Realm Master, and even if it didn't pose a threat to the one-horned sea lion's life, it could easily drive it mad. However, Qin Feng didn't expect that he would still be discovered. He purposefully hid in the crowd and used his mind to control the cloud-piercing arrow to fire from 100 meters away. However, in front of Long Outyen, these little tricks could not be hidden at all. Pill Monarch Qin? Where have you been recently? When will Pill Monarch Qin be free? I'm going to pay you a visit. When they saw Qin Feng, the cultivators on the deck even forgot about the existence of the one-horned sea lion. They had been searching for Qin Feng these few days, hoping to rope in this elixir king for their family or sect. However, ever since the alchemist exchange, it was as if Qin Feng had vanished from the face of the earth. Not even a shadow of him could be seen on the entire flying ship. Compared to these cultivators, the disciples of the Dragon-Rise Chamber of Commerce had richer expressions when they saw Qin Feng. Pill King Qin, why are you here? It's very dangerous here. Please return to the safety cabin to hide. These disciples didn't realize that Qin Feng had escaped, but Long Outyen saw, through Qin Feng's thoughts. After he yelled, he flew towards Qin Feng to grab him. Before he could touch Qin Feng, a loud crash sounded out from the surface of the sea, and the airship was knocked over. Rumble. It turned out that the one-horned sea lion's furious full-speed attack had overturned the huge flying ship. The strong inertia threw the cultivators on the deck into the air. Qin Feng lost his footing and was sent flying, but it was this flying that allowed him to escape from Long Outyen's grasp. You beast! How dare you attack my Dragon Sword Chamber of Commerce's airship? You're courting death. Guild leader, hurry up and destroy this sea monster. The disciples of the Dragon Sword Chamber of Commerce were furious. They didn't care about Qin Feng at all, thinking that he was just out for a breather. Long Outyen ignored the sea beast and leaped toward Qin Feng. His skinny hand gripped the air, and Qin Feng, who was 100 meters away, felt as if the air was being torn apart. A powerful aura surged forth and actually bound him in the air, rendering him unable to move. Rumble. This palm strike caused a loud explosion. A huge creature suddenly rose from the boundless sea. It turned out that the unicorn's entire body had floated out of the water's surface. It had planned to use its sharp horn to smash Qin Feng's body, but it hadn't expected that Long Outyen's palm would hit it. It looked like a simple palm, but it actually forced the huge sea beast to take 2 steps back. Qin Feng was in the middle of the waves, and he felt as if all the seawater on the surface of the sea was flying out. The waves were incomparably ferocious, and when they hit his body, it was like a boulder falling down. Qin Feng was like a small boat in a raging storm. His body was completely out of his control. You evil creature. Do you really think I'm afraid of you? If you don't leave, I'll take your life. Long Outyen was furious. At this moment, his line of sight was blocked by the single-horned sea beast. Qin Feng had turned into a tiny black that was faintly discernible. It seemed like he was going to disappear at any moment. The single-horned sea beast's eyes were bloodshot, and it was in a frenzied state. How could it be afraid of Long Outyen's threat? Not only did it not retreat, it stabilized its body and quickly swam over. Behind it, there were 2 strong waves. That scene shocked the crowd. Oh no, this beast is enraged. Everyone, run for your lives. The flying ship has already been overturned, and President Long is still hesitating to make a move. What is he thinking? The cultivators who came to explore the treasure could not understand Long Outyen's thoughts, and they even felt a little dissatisfied with him. However, they only dared to complain in their hearts. How could they dare to actually criticize Long Outyen? Seeing that the flying ship was half submerged in the sea, the cultivators began to run for their lives. This place was not far from the treasure-hunting destination. Everyone took out their flying swords or flying artifacts. The sound of wind breaking could be heard as hundreds of sword shadows flashed across the sea. The disciples of the Soaring Dragon Chamber of Commerce were still shouting for everyone to hide in their cabins, but no one paid them any attention. Long Outyen's expression was ice-cold. He raised his head and looked up. The sky was filled with cultivators, and he could not find Qin Feng's figure. Rumble. In just a few breaths' time, the single-horned sea beast launched its second round of attacks. The sharp horn on its head rammed into the bottom of the flying ship, and its huge body exerted force, directly lifting the ship above the surface of the sea. This sea beast is crazy. Quickly kill it. I'm afraid the flying ship can't be used anymore. There's no need to stay anymore. The news that the flying ship could no longer continue spread quickly, and the cultivators who were originally hiding in the safety cabins all returned to the deck. Since the ship was useless, it would be a waste of time for them to stay. Lights streaked across the sky as tens of thousands of cultivators fled. President Long Outyen, are we still not going to make a move? President, our flying ship will be completely scrapped if we wait any longer. The disciples of the Chamber of Commerce were impatient. Long Outyen kept looking for Qin Feng's figure in the crowd. Compared to an airship, Qin Feng's identity as a pill king was more important. But now that the sky was filled with cultivators, the scene was like a swarm of locusts. Long Outyen knew that there was no way to find Qin Feng, so he suddenly jumped into the sea and vented his anger on the single-horned sea lion. The president has made a move. The president has finally made a move. The disciples of the Chamber of Commerce cheered. But before they could finish, a loud noise suddenly came from the bottom of the sea. The seawater within a kilometer radius changed dramatically, forming a huge whirlpool with the flying ship as the center. Rumble. The sea wind howled, and the huge waves rolled. Many disciples who were fleeing suddenly stopped and looked at the apocalyptic scene in front of them in disbelief. The huge whirlpool grew bigger and bigger, and it spun faster and faster. Even a Sage King realm cultivator would be instantly destroyed if they fell into the whirlpool. Long Outyen was standing in the center of the whirlpool, and he was the cause of the turbulent waves. Rise! Long Outyen was at the bottom of the sea. There was no seawater around him, and he was in a state of vacuum. The moment he raised his skinny palm, the waves around him shot out like countless sharp arrows, heading straight for the single-horned sea lion. Roar! The sea beast sensed danger, and it roared like a madman. It wanted to fall back into the sea, but the sea had already changed, and the seawater had become a weapon to attack it. The next moment, loud noises sounded. Every wave that hit the single-horned sea lion was like a speeding train crashing into it. The sea beast had a hard shell, but under the continuous attack of the waves, cracks appeared on the shell, and blood flowed out of the cracks. This is the strength of a true spirit realm cultivator? It's terrifying. President Long is mighty. A mere 7th-rank sea beast is like an ant in front of President Long. Chapter 1633. Unknowingly, Qin Feng had already flown hundreds of miles away. However, he could still faintly hear the loud noises in the distance. Looking back, he could see huge waves soaring into the sky. It was a strange sight. Qin Feng controlled the flying ship to land. This flying ship was snatched from the bandit Li Sha. It was a high-grade flying ship and was slightly better than Sister Hong's. This was a small island with dense forests. Qin Feng walked around the edge of the island and found a lot of ingredients for concocting pills. Most of these ingredients were for refining pills. However, Qin Feng was not disappointed. Instead, he was pleasantly surprised. Just the shore of the island already had such high-grade herbs. There must be many precious spiritual herbs hidden deep in the forest. Qin Feng was about to enter the forest to search for treasures when he suddenly raised his eyebrows and glanced at the sky behind him. 2 flying ships were flying over quickly. These 2 flying ships had been following Qin Feng all the way. Qin Feng did not pay much attention to them and thought they were escaping cultivators. However, seeing that they had chased him to the shore of the island, Qin Feng became vigilant. The flying ships were flying at full speed. When the flying ships neared, Qin Feng could see that they were 2 low-grade flying ships, similar to Sister Hong's flying ship. In the northern sand continent, it was not easy to own a flying ship. Most of them were disciples of 5-star sects or big families. However, to Qin Feng, owning a low-grade flying ship was not a big deal. At most, they would be at the Saint King realm. Thinking of this, Qin Feng calmed down. He did not plan to leave. He wanted to see who was chasing him.
Schwa.
With a wind-breaking sound, the 2 flying ships neared and stopped beside Qin Feng. 4 people came down from the flying ships. Qin Feng recognized them immediately. They were Zhao Lei and the others from Celestial Crane Mountain. Haha. Qin, I couldn't deal with you on the flying ship. Let's see where you can run now. Zhao Lei walked at the front and laughed playfully. 3 disciples immediately surrounded Qin Feng, afraid that he would escape. Senior brother Zhao Lei, This is an elixir king. We're going to be rich this time. A disciple looked Qin Feng up and down as if he had discovered a treasure in the desert. Who cares if he is a pill king? Since he dared to offend our celestial crane mountain, we will kill him. Another disciple shouted coldly. Zhao Lei hurriedly waved his hand. I can't kill him. Although this kid deserved 10,000 deaths for his crimes, who asked him to be an alchemy king? A pill king who is not even 30 years old. There was only one in the entire North Sand region. We can capture him and bring him back to the sect. At that time, the great elders will definitely reward us. In the future, our immortal Crane Mountain will also have a pill king. We won't have to worry about the lack of pills when breaking through. The four of them discussed how to deal with Qin Feng as if everything was under their control. Qin Feng found this funny. Although he had broken through to the 8th level Saint King realm, he had always shown his strength as a 1st level Saint King. It was precisely because of this that Zhao Lei and the other three did not put him in their eyes at all. It was as if they had him in their grasp. Senior brother Zhao Lei, but that bastard Xue Junfei killed Zhao Li. I suspect that this brat was the one who gave Xue Junfei the medicinal pill and helped him break through. The disciple who was clamoring to kill Qin Feng was displeased. At the mention of Zhao Li's death, everyone's faces turned cold. At that time, they did not know Qin Feng's identity as a pill king and were puzzled as to how Xue Junfei could break through in one night. Now that they understood his identity, they could easily guess that it was Qin Feng's doing. Junior brother Zhao Li died unjustly. Don't worry, I am not the great senior brother for nothing. I will definitely avenge junior brother Zhao Li. I think we should just break this brat's legs. Anyway, it's fine as long as we have hands to refine pills. After that, I will find Xue Junfei and personally take his head. When Zhao Li said this, the other junior brother nodded in agreement. After the four of them reached an agreement, they looked at Qin Feng with a playful smile. With a flip of his hand, Zhao Li took out a machete from his storage ring and carried it on his shoulder. Qin brat, I know you have countless pills on you. If you know what's good for you, hand them over. When I chop off your legs later, I can let you suffer less. When they thought of the Pill King's private stash of pills, the eyes of the other three junior brothers lit up. The three of them were currently at the 6th level Saint King realm and were unable to break through. They believed that with the pills, it was not impossible for them to step into the 9th level Saint King realm in a short time. Zhao Lei was currently at the early stage of the 9th level Saint King realm. He knew that Qin Feng had the Yuan refining pill, so breaking through to the Buddha light realm would be a piece of cake. I don't have the pills, but I can give you a chance to say your last words. Qin Feng opened his mouth, but the four of them were stunned. One of the junior brothers was the first to come back to his senses and threw a punch at Qin Feng's back. Brat, if we don't teach you a lesson first, you won't know how powerful we are.
Boom.
That disciple's punch exploded with the power of a 6th level Saint King. Under the loud bang, it was not the scene of Qin Feng being sent flying. Instead, Qin Feng quickly threw out a palm, and the disciple who attacked him flew into the air. His body exploded like fireworks. The smiles on the faces of the other three instantly froze. They stared at the scene in front of them with their eyes and mouths agape. They even felt like they were dreaming. They had always thought that Qin Feng was only a 1st level Saint King. How could he kill a 6th level Saint King? Damn it, this brat is hiding his strength. Let's kill him together. The remaining two disciples were furious, and they charged at Qin Feng from the left and right. Both of them held a long saber in their hands, and they looked like they wanted to cut Qin Feng into pieces. However, Zhao Li was still in a daze. When he saw Qin Feng kill Zhao Hu with a palm, he was shocked. Even with his current strength, he did not dare to say that he could easily kill a 6th level Saint King, but Qin Feng had done it. Be careful, come back quickly. Zhao Lei sensed a hidden danger and opened his mouth to warn his two junior brothers. However, he was still a step too late. Before he could finish speaking, a loud bang exploded. Qin Feng casually waved his hand, and a golden saber that was hundreds of meters long surged forward. The saber chi seemed to have solidified, and it enveloped a large area of the island. The two disciples had already sensed that they were about to die, but before they could react, their bodies exploded in the violent saber-chi. Rumble. The aftermath of the explosion was still ongoing. Zhao Lei stood on the spot like a stone pillar, and the shock in his eyes could not be erased. In just a few breaths' time, the three junior brothers who were originally alive had all died. When he thought of how he had threatened Qin Feng fearlessly not long ago, he found it funny. You dared to kill disciples of Celestial Crane Mountain, and Celestial Crane Mountain will definitely not let you off. Don't think that I will be afraid of you just because you have hidden your strength. I have stepped into the 9th level Saint King early stage, and killing you is as easy as killing an ant. Chapter 1634. Qin Feng did not seem to hear Zhao Lei's harsh words and stood still. Zhao Lei felt a little guilty. He had deliberately announced his realm to intimidate Qin Feng, but from Qin Feng's reaction, he could tell that Zhao Lei did not take him seriously at all. Brat, you can become a pill king at such a young age, and your cultivation is not bad. You can be considered a genius among geniuses. I will let you live, so hurry up and scram. Zhao Lei pretended to be strong, but in his heart, he was already thinking of retreating. He could not fathom Qin Feng's realm. He could kill a 6th realm Saint King with one palm, so how could he be easy to deal with? Ha! Are you kidding me? I'm the one who wants to kill you now. Qin Feng looked at Zhao Li as if he was looking at an idiot. Damn it, you refuse a toast only to drink a forfeit. Do you really think you can kill me? Zhao Li was furious. He was a 9th realm Saint King, so how could he be led by the nose by Qin Feng?
Boom.
With a roar, Zhao Li leaped into the air and swung the machete in his hand, causing the air in front of him to explode violently. Zhao Li did not hold back in this attack, releasing all the aura of an early 9th realm Saint King. However, Qin Feng stood still and did not dodge. When the wind from the machete hit him, he casually thrust it into the air.
Stab. Stab. Stab.
Thousands of red spear radiance shot out like flying arrows, and the airflow formed by the machete was instantly broken. Zhao Lei's expression changed dramatically as he felt the aura of death rapidly approaching him. He swung his machete and wanted to continue attacking, but before the second slash landed, his body suddenly stopped in midair.
Boom.
An explosion spread. Zhao Lei raised the machete high above his head and looked at Qin Feng in disbelief, as if someone had cast a body-freezing spell on him. One of the spirit equipment armor on his body began to shatter, and the fragments fell to the ground. Cracks also appeared on the clothes inside, and even his skin began to split open. Finally, like a burst of fireworks, the flesh and blood scattered everywhere. Qin Feng put away the Rainbow Demon Storm Spear, not looking at the pool of blood. An early 9th realm Saint King died, just like that. He could not even withstand one move from Qin Feng. This battle had surprised Qin Feng. He had not expected himself to be so powerful. Although he was aware that he could kill a 9th level Saint King realm early stage cultivator, he did not expect it to be so easy. In Qin Feng's eyes, Zhao Lei and the other three were nothing more than ants. After killing them, Qin Feng didn't stop for even a moment. He turned into a black shadow and disappeared into the forest. The islands on the God-falling sea were like spring all year round, and the rain was plentiful. The trees here were lush, and the flowers and plants were overgrown. The spirit chi here was extremely rich. Many cultivators didn't even come here to look for treasures. Instead, they were stuck at a bottleneck and specifically came to this place with rich spiritual energy to find an opportunity to break through. However, this kind of spiritual energy density was not attractive to Qin Feng. Currently, he had thrown 25 million high-grade spirit stones into his astral world, which covered an area of more than 25,000 square meters. The spiritual energy density was much higher than on the island. Qin Feng came to the God-perishing ocean to search for treasures, and his main objective was to collect various medicinal ingredients for alchemy. Actually, he had swindled quite a number of spiritual herbs from the Dragonrise Merchant Guild this time. However, perhaps because Long Outyen had long been on guard against him, even though those spiritual herbs were precious, the highest grade could only be used to refine the primary transformation pill. As for medicinal herbs that were level 4 imperial pills and above, there were none at all, let alone immortal herbs. Before Qin Feng came to the fallen god sea, Sister Hong told him that there were many spiritual herbs on the island, and if he was lucky, he could even find immortal herbs. Immortal grasses were essential ingredients for refining grade 8 immortal pills. They could only be found by chance in the entire divine continent. Whoosh! Qin Feng casually waved his hand, and several fire blades were thrown out. A few colorful snakes that were about to ambush him were instantly burned to ashes. Along the way, he had encountered no less than 20 waves of attacks. However, most of the beasts on the island had migrated, and most of the beasts that remained were below Tier 4, so they posed no threat to Qin Feng. Perhaps it was because they sensed Qin Feng's danger. Many of the ferocious beasts hiding in the dark quietly retreated. This saved him a lot of trouble. 5 flowers and grass. I didn't expect there to be 5 flowers and plants here. Qin Feng excitedly ran to a large tree. There was a large patch of colorful flowers and plants there. It was difficult for ordinary people to recognize these herbs. Qin Feng only knew about them because he had read about them in the Encyclopedia of Medicinal Pills. In fact, the 5 flowers and plants were not ingredients for refining pills. They were used to refine 5 elements formation flags. Qin Feng dug out the entire patch of soil and stored the 5 flowers and plants into his star ring. These spiritual herbs grew by relying on the soil. If they were separated from the soil, they would quickly wither and die. Qin Feng glanced at the star ring and nodded his head in satisfaction. He had only been on the island for 3 hours, but he had already collected more than 10 kinds of precious spiritual herbs. Although the spiritual herbs grades were not high, and most of them were used to refine grade 5 immortal pills, this was just one island. One had to know that there were tens of thousands of islands around the fallen god sea. You'd better not come any closer or I'll burn it. An angry roar came from not far away. Qin Feng raised his brows and quickly hid on top of a large tree. Looking around, there were 2 groups of people standing on the grassland 200 meters away. One group only had a white-robed young man, and the other group had 3 burly men. The white-robed young man was holding a fiery red fruit in his hand, and his face was full of vigilance. The 3 people had already surrounded him in a triangular formation, leaving him no way out. "Stinking brat, if you dare to destroy the holy fruit, I'll make you wish you were dead," a middle-aged man with fiery red hair threatened. The white-robed young man only had the aura of a mortal chi level 6, and the 3 people surrounding him were obviously Saint Kings. They were not on the same level at all. The white-robed young man had found the fiery red fruit by accident, and he had no idea what it was. In the end, he had just plucked it when these 3 people rushed over and forced him to hand it over. Actually, the white-robed young man was willing to hand over the fruit in exchange for his life, but he could see the killing intent in the 3 people's eyes. He knew that even if he handed over the holy fruit, they would not let him go. It was precisely because of this that the white-robed young man held on to the fruit tightly. This fiery red fruit was his only way to save his life. "Don't come any closer, or I'll crush this fruit," the young man said resolutely. The 3 people who were approaching quickly stopped, and the man with fiery red hair roared, "You ant, do you know who we are? We are disciples of the 4-star devil sect, the blood fiend sect. The fruit in your hand is the dark spirit fruit, which is called the holy fruit by the devil sect. This fruit is useless to you. As long as you hand it over obediently, we can spare your life." Although the other party said so, the white-robed young man did not believe them. He was not a native here, and now that he had come to the divine continent, he did not even have the ability to protect himself. No matter what he did, he had to be careful. But just as the white-robed young man was hesitating, the red-haired young man suddenly flew over. He was extremely fast, and before the white-robed young man could react, he was already in front of him. Qin Feng shouted from the top of the tree. Because he had revealed his identity as a pill king, he did not want to meddle in other people's business, but this time, he could not just sit back and watch. The white-robed young man was his friend, Wen Yiming. Bookmark for easier reading. Chapter 1635. Rumble. There was a loud explosion. The red-haired man threw a punch. When Yiming's expression changed drastically. When he realized what was happening, he realized that he had no way to fight back. Where did this brat come from? How dare he interfere with Blood Evil Luo's business? The red-haired man's fist was about to land on Yiming when he suddenly punched behind him. The fist energy shot into the sky and broke the air. Rumble. The person blocked the red-haired man's punch with a simple palm. Two violent air currents collided in the sky, producing a series of thunderous booms. When Yiming was still pushed back by the aftershock, but he was fine. He immediately got up and looked at the figure that landed not far away. His eyes fell to the ground in shock. Young hero Qin? It's really you? When Yiming thought he was dreaming, then he heard Qin Fen's familiar voice. Brother Wen, you're here too? It's really young hero Qin. It's great to see you here. When Yiming confirmed that it wasn't a dream, he was so excited that he forgot about his current situation. The Blood Evil Luo and the others were confused by their conversation. They felt that the two of them were from another planet. Brat, I advise you to leave now. Otherwise, you'll die today. The red-haired man didn't rush to attack after his punch. He was afraid of Qin Fen's strength. When Yiming suddenly came to and shouted, "Oh no! Young hero Qin, leave now. These people are locals. Their strength is unfathomable. We're no match for them." When Yiming was a disciple of China's inner hidden sect, he was one of the strongest on earth. However, ever since he came to the Divine Continent, he realized that the people here were too abnormal. Their cultivation started from Stage 1 Immortal Qi. He was completely cannon fodder. Although Qin Fen was the top martial artist on earth, when Yiming didn't think highly of him, he felt that Qin Fen was in a similar situation. The conversation between the two was really strange. The red-haired man shouted impatiently, "You two are crazy. What locals and outsiders? You want to say that you're from another planet? Do you think I'm scared?" When Yiming ignored the man's shout, he looked at Qin Fen anxiously. "Young hero Qin, leave now. I'll try my best to stall them." With that, when Yiming actually pulled out the long sword at his waist and rushed forward. The Snow Mountain sect, he was originally from, focused on the sword Dao. Back then, Qin Fen had praised when Yiming's sword skills endlessly. However, on the Divine Continent, when Yiming's sword was full of flaws. "Humph! You're courting death." Red Hair was instantly enraged. In his eyes, when Yiming was less than an ant, yet he dared to take the initiative to attack him, he punched out, and it was as if thunder had fallen from the sky. Qin Fen had completely seen through this person's realm. He was a 7th realm Saint King expert. The fist seal condensed and shot out like a sharp arrow, instantly scattering the sword qi that when Yiming had struck out. However, a black shadow flashed by and casually slashed down with a saber. The red-haired man's expression froze, and his body stood straight on the spot. Rumble. That slash was so powerful that the continuous explosions gave the other two a fright. "Senior brother Xuefei, are you alright?" "Eldest senior brother, say something?" The two of them shouted the red-haired man's name, but there was no response. Just as they were about to speak, a horrifying scene appeared. The clothes on the red-haired man's body were torn apart, and even his skin and flesh were cracking rapidly. Finally, with a loud explosion, his flesh and blood scattered everywhere. The atmosphere suddenly froze. Not only were the two Blood Evil Luo disciples stunned, but even when Yiming revealed a look of disbelief. However, Qin Fen acted as if nothing had happened. Before the other two could react, the golden phoenix in his hand slashed down again, instantly killing the two of them. Rumble. The explosion in the air had yet to subside, and when Yiming could not come back to his senses for a long time. Xuefei and the other two, who he thought were so strong that he could not fight against, were actually so weak in Qin Fen's hands. "Brother Wen, we're safe now." Qin Fen had already returned to Wen Yiming's side, smiling brightly as he patted Wen Yiming's shoulder. His image was completely different from the cold-blooded person who killed a venerable in an instant. Wen Yiming's expression was blank, and he subconsciously asked, "Young hero Qin, what realm are you in now?" Qinfen did not need to hide anything from Wen Yiming. "I just stepped into 8th realm Saint King not long ago."
Hiss.
Wen Yiming sucked in a cold breath. He had been in the Divine Supreme Continent for a few months, so he naturally understood the cultivation realms here. Young hero Qin is indeed the strongest person on Earth. I didn't expect you to be so strong in a cultivation continent like this. Wen Yiming still remembered when he first met Qinfen. It was when he went to explore an ancient martial arts relic in the outskirts of Acropolis City, and Qinfen and Hua Yan teamed up with him. At that time, Qinfen's strength was below his, but now, he was miles ahead of him. "Brother Wen, did you come here alone? Where have you been these few months?" Actually, Qinfen did not need Wen Yiming to tell him that Wen Yiming had been struggling for the past few months. This was the Divine Supreme Continent, and those cultivators who came from the martial arts world outside of China would all be miserable. An extremely complicated expression flashed across Wen Yiming's eyes, showing that his experience during this period was simply indescribable. After taking a few deep breaths, he said, "I originally came here with a group of Snow Mountain sect disciples to explore, but I didn't expect that there would be so many venerable ones here. The disciples and a few elders who came with me were all killed. I was also lucky to be alive until today. If it wasn't for young hero Qin, I'm afraid I would have died just now." Qinfen sighed as he thought about the time when he first came to the Divine Supreme Continent. At that time, he had only just stepped into the immortal Qi realm, and even the 3-star sect, the Hunyuan sect, was unwilling to accept him as a disciple. Now, he had already stepped into the 8th Saint King level, become an Elixir King, and established the China Chamber of Commerce. "Brother Wen, don't worry about cultivation. With me around, I can guarantee that you'll break through quickly." Qinfen shook his head and cast aside those messy thoughts. Now was not the time to be emotional, and there were too many things waiting for him to do. "Oh, right. Young hero Qin, before I came to the Fallen God Sea, I was in the Spirit Immortal City. Back then, I also guessed that the Spirit Immortal City was your territory, so I went to look for it. In the end, I found out that it was just a coincidence of the name. There were no martial artists outside of China there, but there were many poor people." Qinfen was stunned. "You went to the Spirit Immortal City. What's the situation there now?" "Two small countries are at war, and the sky is filled with cannon fire. The people have no way to live." When Yiming shook his head and sighed. Back then, Qinfen went to the Spirit Immortal City and found Lin Bei, Lu Jie, and the others there. However, the spiritual energy there was too little, and it was not suitable for cultivation, so Qinfen brought everyone to Luo City, and then to the current Flower City. However, the Spirit Immortal City was still the Spirit Immortal City of China, and it was just merged into the Divine Supreme Continent. Anyway, Qinfen had stayed in the Divine Supreme Continent for a period of time, and he was also the one who built the Spirit Immortal City, so he had some feelings for it. Chapter 1636. Qinfen temporarily suppressed his impulsive thoughts. His priority now was to search for treasures and collect medicinal ingredients. However, meeting Wen Yiming had disrupted some of his plans. He had originally planned to travel alone on the island, but he couldn't leave Wen Yiming behind. If he did, Brother Wen would die. Qinfen looked at Wen Yiming's aura. He was only at the 6th stage of immortal energy. This surprised Qinfen. Wen Yiming had come to the Divine Supreme Continent at the same time as the others. On the Divine Supreme Continent, cultivation started from the immortal energy stage. Wen Yiming's cultivation foundation in the secular world wasn't very useful. Lin Bei and the other girls were only at the 6th stage of immortal energy with the help of Qinfen's various pills. Wen Yiming had broken through with his own ability. It wasn't easy. "Young hero Qin, is my stage too low? I can't do anything about it." Wen Yiming shook his head and smiled bitterly. He was one of the strongest cultivators in China, but now he was cannon fodder here. Qinfen smiled and patted his shoulder. "It's okay, Brother Wen. I said I would help you break through quickly. Take a few pills now, I'll protect you." Qianfen didn't have many immortal energy stage pills because he didn't care for them. He took out a handful of pills. There were bone cleansing pills, cloud pills, detoxification pills, and golden sage pills. The main pill was the golden sage pills. However, the golden sage pills helped cultivators at the 9th stage of immortal energy to break through to the 1st stage of Saint King, when Yiming was only at the 6th stage of immortal energy. The effects of the golden sage pills were too strong. Qianfen obviously knew this. He planned to use the method he used to break through to the 8th stage of Saint King on Wen Yiming. Since he wanted to break through quickly, he had to suffer some pain. Wen Yiming himself was a cultivation genius of his generation, so he believed that he would be able to withstand this pain. Young hero Qin, what kind of pills are these? It looks really powerful. Wen Yiming was stunned by the assortment of elixirs. Although he didn't know how to refine pills, he could roughly distinguish the quality of the pills. The pills Qianfen took out were spirit pills that he had never seen before. They are basically golden sage pills. If you swallow them all, they can help you break through to the 1st stage of Saint King in one go. Of course, if you can't withstand the physical torture before your breakthrough, your dantian might explode, and you'll have to start cultivating all over again. Qianfeng's expression was solemn. He wasn't exaggerating at all. However, as an elixir king, Qianfeng wasn't worried even if Wen Yiming's dantian was destroyed. He had seen a pill formula in the Encyclopedia of Medicinal Pills that could repair damaged dantians. However, if Wen Yiming really failed, then it was unavoidable that he would have to start cultivating from the beginning. These are all gold cores? Young hero Qin, you're not joking with me, right? Wen Yiming did not care about the possibility of his dantian exploding. He was directly shocked by the golden cores in front of him. After staying on the Divine Supreme Continent for so long, Wen Yiming was not a fool who did not know anything. He was very clear about the Divine Supreme Continent's pill grading system. From Miracle Pill to Spirit Pill, then to Grade 6 Gold Pill. With Wen Yiming's current cultivation level, he mostly needed 1st grade to 4th grade elixirs. 5th grade elixirs, in his eyes, were like the moon in the sky, something that could only be seen but not reached. As for Grade 6 gold pills, they were pills that he would never even think about before. He never thought that there would be a handful of gold pills in front of him. It was up to him to decide whether to eat them or not. When Yiming calmed down, his expression solemn. After his excitement, he began to consider the pros and cons of this matter. After a while, he resolutely said, "Young hero Qin, thank you for giving me the pills. I have decided to give it a try. You should know that in the Divine Supreme Continent, only the strong are respected. If I don't even dare to try this little bit of danger, I will die under someone else's fist sooner or later." Qianfeng nodded in appreciation. He patted Wen Yiming's shoulder and said, "Brother Wen, don't feel too burdened. Your method of breaking through is unique in the Divine Supreme Continent. I created it not long ago when I broke through from the 6th Saint King realm to the 8th Saint King realm. Even if you really fail, don't be discouraged. I can refine pills that can restore your dantian, allowing you to step back on the path of cultivation." Wen Yiming was shocked once again. There was even a pill that could restore one's dantian? In the martial world of China, if one's dantian was destroyed, it would really be destroyed. With Qianfeng's assurance, Wen Yiming no longer had any worries. He took the golden core and sat under a big tree, preparing to break through. Qianfeng set up a few level 3 defense formations and killing formations. He even personally killed a few beasts wandering nearby, scaring away the rest of the beasts hiding nearby. After that, Qianfeng took out a pile of spirit stones and placed them around Wen Yiming. He also set up a simple spirit gathering formation. The island was rich in spiritual qi. Under the guidance of the spirit gathering formation, the spiritual qi in Qianfeng's area increased by another level. However, the spiritual qi here was still much weaker than in the astral boundary. Qianfeng thought that if Wen Yiming could enter the astral boundary to break through, the success rate would increase by several times. However, he was the only one who could enter the astral boundary. No one else could enter. Time passed quickly. Wen Yiming's body emitted loud noises from time to time. Each movement symbolized that he had successfully broken through a realm. At first, Qin Feng was guarding him. Later, when he saw that Wen Yiming's breakthrough was going smoothly, he went to the nearby area to look for herbs. After 3 days and 3 nights, Wen Yiming's aura gradually stabilized. He slowly got up. When he opened his eyes, they were like twinkling stars. His aura was ethereal, as if he had become a different person. Phew! Wen Yiming let out a long breath of turbid air. With a face full of joy, he shouted, "Young hero Qin, I have really stepped into the Saint King realm. Thank you so much." During these 3 days and 3 nights, Wen Yiming had been tormented. Every time he broke through, he felt like his body was about to explode. The Golden Sage Elixir's medicinal properties were too strong. It was not something a Stage 6 Immortal Qi cultivator could consume. However, he had successfully broken through in the end. This made all the pain he had endured become very meaningful. "Brother Wen, let's not be polite. Congratulations on stepping into the Saint King realm." Qin Feng was happy for Wen Yiming. Although the Saint King realm was still too weak in Qin Feng's eyes, at least he had the ability to protect himself in the Divine Continent. Moreover, Qin Feng realized that Wen Yiming's cultivation talent was very high. He believed that with the help of elixirs in the future, his breakthrough speed would be very fast. Rumble. Just as the two of them were celebrating, a loud noise came from afar. Qin Feng's expression immediately turned serious. He looked at Wen Yiming and said, "Let's go and take a look." Chapter 1637. Young Hero Qin. What's going on? Wen Yiming arrived a few dozen breaths later than Qin Feng. He sighed inwardly at Qin Feng's strength. Update fast, no ads. There's clear spirit grass on the opposite island, Qin Feng said quickly. Clear spirit grass? What use does it have? Wen Yiming clearly didn't know what the psychic grass was. It can be used to refine the spirit surge pill. It can help cultivators without spirit roots to have a chance of forming spirit roots, Qin Feng explained. Wen Yiming was stunned. He had been in the Divine Continent for a long time, so of course he had heard of spiritual roots. As long as a cultivator possessed a spirit root, their cultivation speed would be extremely fast. In fact, there were also cultivators with spiritual roots in the martial arts world outside of China.
It was just that they were not called this way.
Instead, they were genius cultivators with special constitutions. For example, Lin Bei had a frigid Yin body that only appeared once every 100 years, and Zhao Ling Xian had a natural seductive bone. They both had hidden spiritual roots, but Qin Feng didn't know about it yet. There's actually such an elixir? Then let's hurry over and pick the psychic grass. After Wen Yiming came back to his senses, he couldn't contain his excitement. Qin Feng wanted to pull him back, but it was too late. Wen Yiming's aura burst out and was discovered by the cultivators on the opposite island. Who is hiding on the opposite shore? If you're here for the spirit grass, then please show yourself quickly. Let's work together to deal with that demonic beast. The roar came from the opposite island. The sound was extremely penetrating. Even though the two islands were hundreds of meters apart, the sound still traveled clearly into Qin Feng and Wen Yiming's ears. Wen Yiming realized that he had been too rash and looked at Qin Feng with shame. Qin Feng had no intention of blaming him, but since he had been discovered, he couldn't continue to hide. One had to know that the Divine Supreme Continent was mainly focused on cultivation. Cultivators would start fighting over a few words of disagreement. Now, the other party had discovered the clear spirit grass, and there seemed to be a demonic beast guarding it. Qin Feng and Wen Yiming could either go and help and get a share of the clear spirit grass, or they could pretend that they hadn't seen anything and leave. However, it was impossible for them to hide in the shadows and reap the benefits. Young hero Qin, what do we do now? Wen Yiming was a little nervous. He was afraid that the cultivators on the opposite island were all experts. Qin Feng hadn't planned on bringing Wen Yiming along, but now that they had been discovered, Wen Yiming could only follow. Let's go and take a look at the situation first. If we really have to fight, you just have to worry about your own life. Don't get caught up in the fight, and don't worry about me. Wen Yiming nodded solemnly. He knew that with his current strength, he was a burden to Qin Feng. The two of them stepped on their flying swords and landed on the opposite shore. As soon as he landed, Qin Feng couldn't contain the excitement in his heart. This was simply a land that specialized in clear spirit grass. A large stretch of clear spirit grass stretched as far as the eye could see, just like ordinary green grass. So it was Pill King Qin. A group of people leaped out of the dense forest, clearly waiting for Qin Feng and Wen Yiming to come over. Qin Feng recognized the man in the lead. It was Xue Pingji, who had hosted the Saint Ruler Exchange on the Dragon Sword Chamber of Commerce's airship. It was said that this person was a disciple of the Yuan continent Xue clan, and the Xue clan was rather prestigious in the North Sand continent. They were a 5-star clan. Senior Xue, you're here as well. Qin Feng simply greeted them. In reality, Qin Feng didn't have a good impression of Xue Pingji. At the Holy King Exchange, this old fellow wanted to forcefully exchange for his origin transformation pill. It was also because there were several peak 9th realm Saint King powerhouses present that Xue Pingji did not forcefully snatch it. There were 5 people standing behind Xue Pingji. Looking at their uniform, one could tell that they were disciples of the Xue family. When the 5 of them saw Qin Feng's face, they couldn't help but cry out. Is it really Pill King Qin? I didn't expect to be able to speak with Pill Monarch Qin at such a close distance. It's truly my honor. Pill King Qin, I've been stuck at the 6th level of the Saint King realm for a long time, and I've always found it difficult to break through. I wonder if Elixir King Qin has any golden yuan pills on him? I am willing to pay for it. The number of pill kings in the North Sand region could be counted with one's fingers. An average cultivator might not even see a living pill king in their lifetime. Now that the youngest pill king of the North Sand region was standing in front of them, it was no wonder that the Xue clan cultivators were excited.
What?
Young hero Qin, are you an elixir king? Only then did Wen Yiming know about this. He was even more shocked than the Xue clan cultivators. Qin Feng was not willing to say more about this matter. He looked at the clear spirit grass around him and said, Senior Xue, you also want to collect these spirit grass? Xue Pingji's expression was a little complicated. It was unknown what he was thinking. Pill Monarch Qin, I didn't know that these spirit grass are called clear spirit grass. I only found out about it when you and Pill Master Lu, we had a pill battle on the flying ship. However, I really don't know what these clear spirit grass are used for. Please enlighten me. Pill Master Qin. Qin Feng was a little unhappy. He purposely didn't say the name of the clear spirit grass because he wanted to test if Xue Pingji recognized these spirit grass. Unexpectedly, the other party knew about it. Moreover, he found out about it through the Pill Master Exchange. Clear spirit grass doesn't have much use. It is only used as a supplementary ingredient to refine some ordinary tier 5 spirit pills. Otherwise, it wouldn't grow so much. Qin Feng wanted a bluff. It would be best if he could trick Xue Pingji and the others away. However, Xue Pingji was cunning and didn't fall for it so easily. So it's just an ordinary spirit grass. That Pill Monarch Qin won't be interested in it, right? Xue Pingji countered. Qin Feng wanted to slap this guy to death, but Xue Pingji was a peak 9th realm Saint King. Qin Feng didn't have much confidence. Most importantly, besides Xue Pingji, there were 2 other 9th realm Saint Kings among the 5 people behind him. Moreover, there was an even more powerful danger hidden in the dark. Qin Feng didn't know what it was. Indeed, I won't be interested in it. However, clear spirit grass is quite rare. I don't have any spare ingredients on me, so I can pick some. Qin Feng's expression didn't change. Xue Pingji smiled. He seemed to have noticed something fishy, but he didn't leave. Pill Monarch Qin, clear spirit grass is everywhere. You can pick some if you want. However, this area is occupied by a 5th realm monster beast. It will come out at any time to attack. Qin Feng finally knew what the hidden danger was. There was an 80% chance that it was the rank 5 demon beast. When Qin Feng was on the opposite side of the island, he heard a loud noise. It seemed that Xue Pingji and the others were fighting the monster beast. 5th realm monster beast. How strong is it? Qin Feng didn't know much about the ranking of the Divine Continent's beasts. In the Divine Continent, A 6th realm monster beast was comparable to a true Chi stage 8th realm cultivator, but it was obviously not the case here. That's a giant python. Its strength is comparable to a Buddha light initial stage cultivator. However, if we join forces, we still have a chance to defeat the monster beast. Shuepingji looked at Qin Feng, waiting for his decision. Qin Feng obviously couldn't fight a Buddha light initial stage monster beast. However, looking at the clear spirit grass all over the ground, he decided to take the risk. All right, let's join forces. As long as we can scare the monster beast away, it's fine. Qin Feng nodded. Chapter 1638. Seeing that Qin Feng agreed without hesitation, Shuepingji thought quickly. He was sure that the clear spirit grass on the ground was not the normal spirit grass Qin Feng mentioned. It was probably a very precious alchemy ingredient. Otherwise, why would Qin Feng risk his life to collect these spirit grass? Shuepingji thought of this, but didn't say it out loud. He pretended as if nothing had happened and said, "Okay, then let's form an alliance for now. I see that Alchemy Monarch Qin's friend has just entered the Saint King realm. When the fight starts, let him stand at the back and assist. Don't lose your life." Shuepingji reminded Wen Yiming hypocritically. Wen Yiming nodded gratefully at him. Qin Feng still had an indifferent expression. He had interacted with Shuepingji before and saw his greedy nature when he was in a hurry. Qin Feng didn't believe that this kind of person could be kind. He was always on guard against Shuepingji. Just as the two sides formed an alliance, a strange roar came from the forest. Shuepingji and the others' expressions changed. They immediately jumped onto the trees beside them. "Alchemy Monarch Qin, quickly climb up the trees with your friend. That demon beast is attacking again." Just as Shuepingji finished speaking, a giant python with a flowery body jumped out. This giant python's body was as thick as a human's waist. Its eyes glowed with a strange rainbow light. It opened its bloody mouth and spat out its bright red tongue. When Yiming was scared silly on the spot. Stab, stab, stab. The giant python's body shook, and the scales on its body shot out like hundreds of flying knives towards Wen Yiming. Suddenly, there was a burst of wind-breaking sounds. Wen Yiming had no time to react. Seeing that his heart was about to be pierced by 10,000 arrows, Qin Feng grabbed him and jumped towards the large tree behind him. While the two of them were still flying through the air, the ground they were standing on exploded into a huge crater. Phew, that was close. Thank you, young hero Qin, for saving my life. When Yiming patted his chest, still in shock, Shuepingji had already led his disciples to attack the giant python. The island was instantly filled with sword and sword shadows and loud noises. What demon beast is that? Qin Feng wasn't in a hurry to attack. He communicated with Little Pig telepathically. "Master, be careful. That's a rank 5 flower ice soul-devouring snake." Little Pig's voice was serious. What a scary name. What's so great about it? Qin Feng curled his lips. The flower-eyed soul-devouring snake lives in places where the clear spirit grass appears. Because it feeds on the clear spirit grass all year round, this kind of demonic beast's mental strength is very strong. The eyes of an adult soul-devouring snake glowed with a colorful light. That was the sign of a condensed divine soul. Through this pair of soul-devouring eyes, they can interfere with the enemy's divine sense and launch soul attacks. As a spirit beast master, Qin Feng had already realized how powerful this dazzling soul-eater snake was. In fact, Qin Feng had previously purchased mental power potions from the system. Coupled with his constant refining of pills to hone his divine sense, his mental power was dozens of times stronger than that of ordinary cultivators. But even so, he had not reached the stage where he could condense his divine sense. The soul-devouring snake's eyes were formed from soul power. Once it unleashed a divine sense attack, how could the average cultivator endure it? Not to mention Shuepingji, who was at the peak of the 9th level of the Saint King realm. Even a cultivator at the late stage of the Buddha light realm would be affected. Young hero Qin, let's go and help. When Yiming looked at the fierce battle anxiously, Qin Feng hurriedly put away his thoughts and said, "In a while, don't look at the giant snake's eyes. Also, those guys are not good people, be careful." After Qin Feng finished speaking, he flew into the battle. When Yiming was stunned at the top of the tree, feeling a little strange about Qin Feng's last sentence. In fact, when Yiming had a good impression of Shuepingji, but since Qin Feng had said so, he naturally trusted Qin Feng more.
Boom.
A loud sound suddenly exploded in the battlefield. Qin Feng's figure had just arrived when he casually slashed down with his saber. The saber's shadow fell on the body of the dazzling soul-eater snake, but did not leave a wound on its body. The scales on this giant snake's body were very hard, like small rocks growing on it. Alchemy King Qin, you became an alchemy king at such a young age, and your martial cultivation realm is also so high. It really makes people envious. Qin Feng retreated with one move, and Shuepingji also stopped his attack and jumped to his side. Back at the Sage King exchange, Qin Feng deliberately hid his strength, only showing the strength of a first-stage Sage King, which was why he was looked down upon by the other cultivators. Now that he had seen Qin Feng's true strength, a complicated look flashed in Shuepingji's eyes. Qin Feng smiled and did not say anything, his gaze falling on the battlefield. He had long discovered that the people leading the attack on the dazzling soul-eater snake were not Shuepingji, but two disciples of the Xue family. Those two had clearly stepped into the 9th stage Sage King, and their strength was much stronger than Zhao Lei of the Celestial Crane Mountain. As for Shuepingji, he seemed to be deliberately hiding his strength, only attacking from time to time. The intensity of the attack was completely insignificant.
Boom.
The two Xue family cultivators fought side by side, both using long swords as their weapons. Their sword techniques were sharp, and with a wave of their hands, thousands of sword rays enveloped the giant snake. But although the sword chi was fierce, it could not pierce through the hard scales of the dazzling soul-eater snake. This beast is really difficult to deal with. Its scales are good refining treasures. If I can refine a set of snake scale armor, its defense will definitely be amazing. Shuepingji made another symbolic stab, then immediately retreated to Qin Feng's side. Although Qin Feng had displayed his true strength, he did not attack with his full strength. His attacks were only the destructive power of an ordinary 8th stage Sage King, and he had killed a 9th stage Sage King Zhao Li not long ago. This dazzling soul-eater snake is very difficult to kill. It is easier said than done to take away its scales. Qin Feng played along with Shuepingji. Pill Monarch Qin is right. We do not have extravagant hopes of killing this beast. We just need to drive it away, Shuepingji said. Qin Feng's saber fell, and a crack several hundred meters long immediately appeared in the grass. I think it is not easy to intimidate this giant snake. Is Senior Xue still holding back? Why don't you use it as soon as possible and end this battle earlier? Shuepingji smiled. To be honest, Pill Monarch Qin, I naturally have some trump cards, but I can see that Pill Monarch Qin is also holding back. Why don't we both use our full strength, and after scaring away that beast, we can harvest the psychic grass together. Qin Feng's expression did not change, and with a thought, a white light shot out.
Boom.
The cloud-piercing arrow was so fast that even Shuepingji could not see what it was. The dazzling soul-eater snake's abdomen was hit by the arrow, and one of its scales actually fell off, eliciting a wave of cries from the Xue family disciples. Pill Monarch Qin is indeed powerful. This attack can easily kill an early 9th stage Sage King cultivator. Pill Monarch Qin is starting to get serious. We can't drag him down. The Xue family disciples became more alert, and their attacks became even more ferocious. After the arrow, Qin Feng smiled at Shuepingji. Senior Xue, I have already attacked without holding back. You should also begin. Chapter 1639. The surprise in Shuepingji's eyes quickly disappeared, and he smiled at Qin Feng. Haha. Alchemy Monarch Qin is indeed holding back. Although you are a level 8 Saint King, your strength is comparable to a level 9 Saint King. Being able to see through his strength, Shuepingji was shocked. He had held back even when he was a level 9 Saint King. If he used his full strength, he could even fight a peak level 9 Saint King. I am just a level 9 Saint King. far weaker than Senior Shui. I will need to rely on Senior Shui's full strength to drive away that level 5 monster. Shui Pingji's heart relaxed. He realized that he had been too cautious. How could a mere Qin Feng do anything to him? As for Wen Yiming, he was not even worth mentioning. Good. Let's all use our full strength to drive away this monster as soon as possible. As soon as Shui Pingji's voice fell, he had already flown to the top of the snake's head. He held a pink spirit sword in his hand, and as he swung it, thousands of sword rays shot out, and a violent aura swept through the entire forest. Rumble. A series of loud noises exploded on top of the snake's head. From this attack, it could be seen that he had indeed hidden his strength. Eldest senior brother is also going all out. Everyone don't drop the ball. Humph. A mere monster is no match for alchemy monarch Qin and eldest senior brother. Qin Feng and Shui Pingji boosted the morale of the Shui family disciples, and their attacks became more ferocious. The weakest of the Shui family disciples was a level 6 Saint King. Everyone's joint attack was amazing, and Wen Yiming, who had just stepped into the level 1 Saint King, was already dumbfounded. Hiss hiss. The snake's roar constantly came from the forest. Although it was comparable to the Buddha Light initial stage, it was a little powerless against several powerful cultivators at once. Moreover, they did not want to kill this monster, they just wanted to drive it away. Therefore, facing the attack of the snake, they would hide if they could, and only attack when they found an opportunity. This kind of guerrilla warfare soon put the snake at a disadvantage. When it attacked the cultivator in front of it, the cultivator behind it would attack it. When it turned to deal with the cultivator behind it, the cultivator in front of it would attack again. Little demonic beast, I'll spare your life today. Hurry up and leave. Seeing that the flower eyes soul-devouring snake's aura had weakened a lot, Shui Pingji's sword burst out. It was as if a hurricane had swept through the forest, surging towards the soul-devouring snake. The giant python let out a strange cry of unwillingness, but it did not last long in the sword wind. It turned into a gust of wind and disappeared. Rumble. The explosions in the jungle continued. The Shui family disciples withdrew their attacks. Their bodies were dripping with sweat, and some of their faces were deathly pale. It was clear that this guerrilla warfare had consumed far too much of their true essence. Shui Pingji's imposing aura had also weakened a lot. As soon as he landed, he poured a few pills into his mouth to restore his true qi. Then, he sat cross-legged and adjusted his breathing for a moment before standing up. Pill King Qin, now that the beast has been driven away, I believe it won't appear for a while. Shui Pingji smiled. Qin Feng looked at the spirit communicating grass on the ground and went straight to the point. Many thanks to Senior Shui and the other Shui brothers for joining forces this time. Let's start picking the spirit communicating grass now, lest the beast recovers from its injuries and rushes back. Qin Feng swept a few glances over the ground. We need more spirit communicating grass in that half. Give it to Senior Shui and the others. The spirit communicating grass in this small area belongs to me and Brother Wen. Does anyone have any objections? In the end, the Shui family was the main reason they were able to drive away the flower eyes soul-devouring snake. Qin Feng was not a greedy person. He felt that his division was very reasonable. But just as he was about to bend down to pick the spirit-communicating grass, Shui Pingji suddenly laughed. Haha, Pill King Qin, don't be in a hurry to pick the grass. That beast won't return so soon anyway. Qin Feng stood up straight again, his expression turning slightly cold. He had long since realized that Shui Pingji was up to no good. Could this person be planning on shedding all pretense of cordiality? Senior Shui, is there anything else? Pill King Qin, I want to know just what use the spirit communicating grass has. Otherwise, it'll be like trash even if we pick it back. Wouldn't that be a waste of precious ingredients? Shui Pingji smiled. The spirit communicating grass is the main ingredient for refining the spirit surge pill. I believe Senior Shui knows about the spirit surge pill? Qin Feng did not hide anything. The moment he said this, the Shui family disciples were instantly stirred. They had all heard of the spirit surge pill. It was an almost extinct immortal pill that had disappeared for hundreds of years. Rumor had it that it could allow cultivators without spiritual roots to develop spiritual roots. Pill King Qin, you're not joking, right? These weeds growing everywhere can be used to refine the spirit communicating pill? That's not right, Pill King Qin. Even if these spirit herbs can be used to refine the spirit communicating pill, the recipe for that kind of immortal pill has long been lost. No pill refiner in the entire North Sand continent knows how to refine it. The Shui family disciples were all doubtful. Others might not know how to refine it, but that didn't mean Qin Feng couldn't. Shui Pingji's expression changed. He suddenly looked at Qin Feng and asked, Pill King Qin, since you risked your life to pick the spirit-communicating grass, does this mean that you definitely know how to refine the spirit-communicating pill? The Shui family disciples suddenly came to their senses. Eldest senior brother's guess was very reasonable. Since Qin Feng revealed the secret of the spirit-communicating grass, he didn't hide the fact that he could refine the spirit-rushing pill. He felt that Shui Pingji was hiding something. Qin Feng wanted to expose his true colors. That's right. I can refine the spirit-rushing pill. When he said this, the Shui family disciples were completely stunned. Shui Pingji's eyes flashed with a hint of brilliance, but it quickly dimmed. However, he seemed to have thought of something. His eyes shone again. Pill King Qin, can the effects of the spirit-rushing pill stack? In other words, will cultivators with spiritual roots develop a second type of spiritual root after consuming this pill? Shui Pingji asked anxiously. Qin Feng's eyes flashed with a hint of complexity, but he quickly regained his calm. Logically speaking, it's possible. However, there's a chance of forming a spiritual root. It doesn't mean that consuming the spirit-rushing pill will form a spiritual root. Ha! Alright, then you don't need to pick the spirit-communicating grass. Shui Pingji suddenly laughed. Qin Feng's expression turned cold. Elder Shui, what do you mean by that? Shui Pingji seemed to have changed into a different person. He revealed a playful expression and stared at Qin Feng arrogantly. Hee. What do I mean? Of course I want you to help me refine the spirit-rushing pill. Also, take out all the pills on you. I know you still have the soul-condensing pill. As long as you obediently listen to this old man's orders, this old man can spare your life. Shui Pingji revealed his foxtail, but Qin Feng didn't have much of a reaction. This was all within his expectations. Instead, Wen Yiming suddenly flew into a rage. He pointed his sword at Shui Pingji and roared, You old thing, so you've been plotting against young hero Qin all this time. Believe it or not, I'll fight it out with you. Chapter 1640. Shui Pingji laughed loudly, not putting Wen Yiming in his eyes at all. Haha, an ant like you dares to make a move against this old man? Wen Yiming was a bit nervous. He knew Shui Pingji wasn't boasting, but the truth. Even so, he still pulled out his sword and stood in front of Qin Feng, looking as if he had already disregarded life and death.
Yo.
Your realm isn't high, but your backbone is quite high. Fine. This old man will give you a quick death. Shui Pingji's expression turned cold and was about to attack. Qin Feng hurriedly stopped him. Elder Shui, please wait. I promise to help you refine the spirit surge pill. Young hero Qin, don't worry about me. These people are all beasts in human form. Dying in battle is better than submitting to them. Wen Yiming shouted anxiously. Of course, Qin Feng wasn't really going to submit, but he could only put on an act. Brother Wen, you have to lower your head when you're under someone else's roof. Don't say any more. Your life is the most important. Shui Pingji laughed loudly. He had been rejected by Qin Feng once on the airship, so he had always held a grudge. Now that Qin Feng was as obedient as a little brother, it greatly satisfied his vanity. This was the existence of an alchemy king. Haha. Alchemy King Qin, that's right. A wise man submits to circumstances. Don't worry, I'm a man of my word. As long as you help me refine the spirit surge pill and hand over all the pills on you, I can guarantee you and that friend's life. Wen Yiming glared at Shui Pingji angrily, clearly not believing his nonsense. Qin Feng nodded, already sitting cross-legged on the ground. All right, I'll start refining the pill now. Have your junior brothers help me pick some spirit communication grass. Without needing Xue Pingji's order, the Xue family disciples rushed off to pick the spirit communication grass. Xue Pingji stood to the side, watching Qin Feng at all times, in case he played any tricks. Alchemy King Qin, are these spirit communication grass enough? Not long later, 3 Xue family disciples rushed back. Among the 3, one was a level 9 Saint King while the other 2 were only level 6 Saint Kings. Qin Feng glanced at Xue Pingji, who was staring at him. Qin Feng took out a jade bottle and threw it over. Xue Pingji was slightly taken aback and caught the jade bottle. What does this mean? Xue Pingji didn't open the jade bottle to check. Instead, he stared at Qin Feng. Senior Xue has always wanted the Vitality Transformation Pill. There are 6 Vitality Transformation Pills in this bottle. It's enough for you to break through to the first change of Buddha aura. Qin Feng's voice was calm. The Xue clan's disciples cried out in alarm. That was a king-grade transformation pill. Xue Pingji could no longer remain calm, and the hand holding the jade bottle was trembling. Although he suspected that Qin Feng was playing tricks, he still couldn't help but open the jade bottle. A burst of rich pill fragrance instantly floated out. Xue Pingji was very familiar with this smell. It was the pill fragrance of the soul-transforming pill. Haha, it really is a bottle of origin transformation pills. This old man can finally break through the Buddhist aura. Xue Ping had been stuck at the peak of the 9th stage Saint King realm for a long time, and now that he suddenly had hope of stepping into the Buddha light boundary, his heart was filled with indescribable joy. For a moment, he even forgot to keep an eye on Qin Feng's movements. Rumble. A loud explosion rang out at this moment. Qin Feng's large hand slammed out, and the 2 junior brothers who were staring at the pill in Xue Pingji's hand immediately exploded. The other 9th stage Saint King realm middle stage disciple came to his senses and hurriedly stabbed at Qin Feng with his sword. However, halfway through his movement, a pink flying sword pierced through his heart, and he was forever frozen in place. Not good. The one surnamed Qin wants to rebel. The other 2 disciples suddenly woke up. One of them was a 7th stage Saint King, and the other was a 9th stage Saint King. By the time the 2 shouted, Qin Feng had already controlled the flying sword to shoot out. With a loud bang, the 7th stage Saint King realm disciple died. Qin Feng, this old man wants you to die a horrible death. Seeing 4 junior brothers die tragically on the spot in the blink of an eye, Xue Pingji's eyes turned blood red, and he slashed out with his sword. Qin Feng's attack was so fast and fierce that when Yiming still had not recovered from his shock. He knew that Qin Feng's current realm was very powerful, but when he saw with his own eyes that Qin Feng could kill a 9th stage Saint King realm middle stage powerhouse, when Yiming couldn't believe it. Swish, swish, swish. The sword light enveloped the ground like a huge net falling down. When Yiming didn't even have the ability to resist, and under the impact of the huge sword chi, he directly knelt on the ground and vomited blood. Qin Feng asked anxiously, "Brother Wen, are you okay?" When Yiming's voice was weak, "Young hero Qin, don't worry about me. You should leave first. Wait for me to break the sword net. Quickly find a place to hide." How could Qin Feng leave when Yiming alone? However, when Yiming's current realm was too low, and staying here would only drag him down, Qin Feng roared angrily, and he swung a golden long blade in his hand. The blade swept out, and it was like a huge dragon soaring into the sky. The blade light and the sword shadow collided in midair, and a loud bang shook the heavens and earth. When Yiming couldn't bear the pressure of such a powerful aura at all. At this moment, his face was as pale as paper, and his clothes were drenched in sweat. Qin Feng didn't have time to waste, and he grabbed Wen Yiming's collar and threw him out. Wen Yiming flew out through the crack created by the golden phoenix.
Boom.
Without any worries, Qin Feng swung his blade again. After he stepped into the 8th realm of Saint King, the power of the golden phoenix's attack had increased by who knew how many times. The sword net in the sky continued to explode, and in the end, its momentum dissipated. Xue Pingji's face turned cold, and he swung his sword towards Qin Feng again. Shuezheng, go kill that surnamed one. Shuepingji's roar spread out. He deliberately trapped Qin Feng here and let his junior brother chase after Wen Yiming. Shuezheng was a 9th realm Saint King intermediate stage expert, and Wen Yiming couldn't even withstand a single blow from him. Eldest senior brother, hold on. I'll help you after I kill that surnamed one. Shuezheng shouted. Shuepingji was infuriated. Bullshit, it's just a mere Qin Feng. I can kill him by myself. Shuezheng didn't say anything more, and he flew in the direction that Wen Yiming had left. However, just as his figure was in midair, a white light flashed and flew past his body.
Swish.
The wind was piercing, and a white mist was left in the sky. Shuezheng's eyes showed a touch of fear, and he felt that he had just brushed shoulders with the god of death. What happened? Shuepingji realized that something was wrong, but he didn't see what had just flown out. Eldest senior brother, a flying arrow almost pierced through me. It was extremely fast. Shuezheng's voice was trembling, and for a moment, he even forgot to continue chasing after Wen Yiming. Surnamed Qin, you're courting death. Shuepingji was furious. He was a dignified 9th realm Saint King powerhouse, but when he was fighting with Qin Feng, the latter could actually divert his attention to deal with Shuezheng, which was an insult to him. Shuepingji no longer held back, and with a wave of his sword, he created a dense sword net and shouted at the stunned Shuezheng in the sky. What are you waiting for? Quickly kill that surnamed one. Shuezheng was still a little worried, but he had to obey his eldest senior brother's orders. Just as the flying sword under his feet shot out, another loud sound came from behind him. This time, Shuezheng couldn't dodge, and his entire right arm was blown up by the cloud-piercing arrow. Chapter 1641.
Boom.
There was a violent explosion and blood spilled all over the ground. Shuezheng's broken arm fell at Shuepingji's feet, scaring him into retreating. Qin Feng once again used the cloud-piercing arrow to stop Shuezheng, but because he was distracted, he was hit by Shuepingji's sword and fell to the ground. Young hero Qin, are you okay? When Wen Yiming saw this, he hurried back. Qin Feng was speechless. He stopped Shuezheng at the expense of getting injured just to let Wen Yiming leave. However, Qin Feng could not get angry. He knew Wen Yiming's intention. Ah, eldest senior brother, my hand is crippled. You have to avenge junior brother. Shuezheng fell under a big tree, clutching his bloody broken arm and screaming in pain. Although losing an arm was not fatal, it would make the aura in his body chaotic for a while. Surnamed Qin, I will make you wish you were dead today. Shuepingji was completely enraged and stabbed with his sword. Wen Yiming raised his long sword to block, but Qin Feng pulled him behind him and slashed with his saber. Rumble. The saber light split the air, and Shuepingji was forced to take 2 steps back. The net of swords exploded, and the violent aftershock caused the ground to shake slightly. You are not a Saint King 8th realm? You have also stepped into the peak of Saint King 9th realm? Shuepingji was shocked. Qin Feng had used all his strength in that strike just now. Even he did not expect it to be so powerful. He had a deep understanding of his own strength. It was no weaker than an ordinary Saint King 9th realm powerhouse. This strike gave Qin Feng confidence. Taking advantage of Shuepingji's shock, he turned his golden saber and slashed out.
Boom.
100-meter-long saber light shot out like an arrow and cut the space in front of Shuepingji. Shuepingji had just jumped up, and before he could even attack with his long sword, he was knocked back to the ground again. Wen Yiming and Shuezheng were dumbfounded. They did not expect that even Shuepingji was not Qin Feng's opponent. The two were a little confused about Qin Feng's thoughts. Since he was so powerful, why did he play so many tricks before? Qin Feng could not hear the thoughts of the two, otherwise he would be depressed to death. He had just broken through to the Saint King 8th realm not long ago, and had not had the opportunity to show his skills, so he did not know how powerful he was. I didn't want to kill you all, but you asked for it. Qin Feng wasn't in a hurry to kill Shuepingji. He leaped onto Shuezheng's head. The golden blade in his hand fell, and Shuezheng was so frightened that he wanted to escape. However, before he could stand up from the ground, his body had already been split into two halves. After killing Shuezheng, Qin Feng leaped up again and arrived at the place where Xue Pingji had landed. There was a huge pit here, but Xue Pingji was not inside. A gust of wind suddenly came from behind Qin Feng. His expression changed greatly, but before he could react, he was sent flying. Whoosh! A wave of heat spread out from Qin Feng's back. When Yiming's face was filled with shock, "Young hero Qin, your body is on fire." Qin Feng hurriedly rolled on the ground in an attempt to extinguish the fire. However, this method was clearly not feasible. The flames were incomparably ferocious and were definitely not ordinary natural fire seeds. "Qin Feng, you're conserving your strength, but do you think I'm not conserving my strength?
Ha.
Today is the day you die." Xue Pingji's laughter echoed in the forest. A flame shot out, and any tree that was touched by the flame instantly burned, forming a circle of fire. There was a human figure in the flame. When Yiming saw the other party's face, he was shocked. It was actually Xue Pingji. "You're actually a cultivator, with a fire attribute spirit root. No wonder you asked me if the spirit surge pill was still useful for cultivators with spirit roots." Qin Feng suddenly understood. Xue Pingji laughed. "Haha, so what if you know now? Don't you think it's already too late?" At this time, Qin Feng's clothes were burned, but he stood motionless in the flames as if nothing had happened. Xue Pingji sensed that something was wrong, and his expression changed greatly. How can you be fine? How is this possible?" Xue Pingji was in disbelief. These flames were produced by his fire attribute cultivation method. They were dozens of times stronger than the flames produced by ordinary cultivators using inner qi. They were not inferior to the flames of the beast race. "You want to burn me with such a weak fire seed? Aren't you kidding me?" Qin Feng didn't expect Xue Pingji to have a backup plan. This old man was very cunning. However, after knowing that his opponent had a fire attribute spirit root, Qin Feng laughed inwardly. He really ran into the muzzle of his gun. Rumble. A loud noise exploded on Qin Feng's body. The flames on his body suddenly soared tens of meters high, several times stronger than before. When Yiming and Xue Pingji's eyes widened in disbelief at the scene in front of them, they couldn't figure out what was going on. This flame is definitely not an inner spirit fire or a beast fire. This is a heavenly flame? Xue Pingji suddenly cried out involuntarily. As a cultivator with a fire attribute spirit root, he was very familiar with flames. Heavenly flame? When Yiming also cried out. He had only heard of this kind of thing after coming to the Divine Continent, but he didn't expect to see it with his own eyes. On Qin Feng's body, clusters of purple flames danced in the wind. These flames seemed to have a spiritual consciousness. When Yiming and Xue Pingji could even feel them breathing. You guessed it right. This is the purple serene flame, ranked 5th on the Divine Continent. Qin Feng said. Xue Pingji's expression changed dramatically. He even forgot that he was still in a life-and-death battle. In front of the purple serene flame, he felt a sense of despair. This kind of flame was much more powerful than the fire attribute cultivation method he cultivated. It was on a completely different level. Rumble. Qin Feng didn't waste any more time and struck out with his palm. The purple serene flame instantly condensed into a fire dragon and enveloped Xue Pingji. The loud sound of the burning flames was terrifying. Xue Pingji screamed in pain and hurriedly circulated his inner qi to force out the purple serene flame. Qin Feng seized this opportunity and slashed with his golden saber. Rumble. The entire island shook. In a violent explosion, Xue Pingji's body was blown to pieces. He was already dead. Young hero Qin, are you alright? Qin Feng sat on the ground. Although this battle seemed easy, it had consumed too much of his inner qi. I'm fine. I'll be fine after a short rest. Qin Feng casually grabbed a handful of healing pills and blood-restoring pills and swallowed them. When Yiming stood by his side to protect him. After a while, Qin Feng's complexion was much better, and he slowly opened his eyes. Brother Wen, pull out all the psychic grass. We'll go deep into the jungle to find that rank 5 beast. When Yiming was startled, he looked at Qinfen in surprise and said, "Young hero Qin, why are we looking for the beast? Shuepingji and those bastards couldn't even defeat the beast. We'll just die if we go there." Chapter 1642. Qin Feng didn't explain much. After all, the soul-devouring eye wasn't something that could be explained in a short time. There were no advertisements. When Yiming was clearly against chasing the flower-eye soul-devouring snake, but seeing that Qin Feng was determined to go, he finally chose to follow. A large patch of psychic grass was uprooted. Qin Feng planted these psychic grass in the astral world. Seeing the empty space turn green, Qin Feng was very satisfied. These psychic grass were enough for Qin Feng to refine tens of cauldrons of spirit surge pills. However, he wasn't in a hurry to refine pills to help when Yiming break through to spirit root. This could be done at any time, and that rank 5 flower-eye soul-devouring snake had to be eliminated immediately. It was slightly injured now, and when it recovered, Qin Feng wouldn't be its match at all. The two of them had already advanced into the depths of the forest. There seemed to be many insects and beasts hiding in the grass, and they would occasionally make subtle sounds. "Young hero Qin, are we really going to fight that rank 5 monster? Why don't we go somewhere else to find spirit herbs?" When Yiming had a bad feeling. He wasn't someone who was afraid of death, but he felt wronged to be killed by a monster for no reason. Qin Feng suddenly stopped, and his expression was grave. He also felt an aura of death permeating the forest, as if something was staring at the two of them and could attack at any time. "Brother Wen, hide on top of the tree. When the monster appears, don't come down. I'll deal with it alone," Qin Feng instructed and suddenly slashed out with his saber. A loud sound filled the air. The grass in front of him was cut down, and a large number of trees fell. When Yiming was already hiding on top of a tree, he knew that if he stayed, he would only be a burden to Qin Feng. Qin Feng waved his saber again and cleared the space behind him. Hiss, hiss, hiss. With 2 slashes, the dense forest became an empty space. A strange roar sounded. The huge flower-eye soul-devouring snake had no place to hide anymore, and it came out from a row of fallen trees. "Young hero Qin, the monster has appeared." When Yiming shouted, that flowery soul-eater snake was really huge. Its body was as thick as a person's waist. At this moment, half of its body was upright, and its head was almost touching Wen Yiming, who was at the top of the tree. Qin Feng's expression was incomparably solemn. This was a rank 5 demonic beast, which was comparable to a Buddha-light initial stage cultivator. Even though it was injured not long ago, it was still a powerful existence. Rumble. After being stunned for a moment, Qin Feng hurriedly swung his saber. With a flash of golden light, the saber chi transformed into a long dragon and flew out, striking the front abdomen of the flower-eyes spirit-devouring snake. After a loud bang, the soul-devouring snake's body did not have any wounds. Its body swayed vigorously in the air and quickly recovered to normal. Roar. This strike enraged the soul-devouring snake. It opened its bloody mouth and roared at Qin Feng. A violent gust of air spewed out from the soul-devouring snake's mouth. Just this roar alone uprooted a row of trees. The tree that Wen Yiming was hiding in was not spared, and was directly blown away. "A mere demonic beast, I don't believe I can't deal with you." Qin Feng was also furious. He swung his saber against the violent wind. A wonderful scene appeared. 100-meter-long golden saber chi hung above the soul-devouring snake's head. The snake opened its mouth and roared, even spitting out its bright red tongue. Waves of chi shot out from the soul-devouring snake's mouth, like a wall of chi blocking in front of it. One more strike. Qin Feng did not believe it. He gathered all his inner chi on his right arm and suddenly leaped up. The golden phoenix swung down. Rumble. The momentum of this strike was clearly stronger. The chi barrier above the flower-eyes spirit-devouring snake's head shook a few times, like water ripples. However, after the shaking, the chi barrier was still not broken. Roar. Although the powerful saber chi did not injure the soul-devouring snake, it completely enraged it. The roar in the open space was like thunder, causing the ground to shake. The soul-devouring snake's body shook vigorously. The scales on its body were densely packed like raindrops stab. Qin Feng did not dare to hesitate, and hurriedly stabbed with his spear. The golden phoenix in his hand turned into the rainbow demon storm spear. Instantly, thousands of red spear lights shot into the sky like sharp arrows. When they collided with the scales, there was a series of loud sounds. Rumble. After the spear fell, Qin Feng was still not at ease.
He followed up with a palm strike.
Purple flames soared into the sky. The scales that were not hit by the spear lights immediately melted in the purple flames. A few balls of flame shot toward the flower eyes, spirit-devouring snake. The huge snake's body shook for a while, and then it turned into a green light and disappeared.
Ah, what was that?
Qin Feng suddenly felt the bottom of his foot was pricked by something. When he looked up, he found that the bottom of his left foot had been pierced, and there was a bloody hole. Qin Feng did not even have time to treat the wound. A strong sense of danger came from under his feet. He jumped and landed on the top of a big tree. Finally, he saw the flashing shadow on the ground. Little pig, what is that? Qin Feng frowned. Master, you don't recognize it so soon? It's the flower eyes spirit-devouring snake that was fighting with you just now. Qin Feng curled his lips. The little flower snake that was jumping around on the ground was a soul-devouring snake. The snake in front of him was as thick as a human and as tall as a big tree. Why was it like a small earthworm now? Master, the flower eyes spirit-devouring snake is probably afraid of your purple flames, so it transformed. Now that its body has become smaller and it's more agile, your purple flames can't hurt it anymore. Qin Feng understood. This time he really was a bit troubled. The flower eyes spirit-devouring snake had become as small as an earthworm and moved very quickly. It would not be easy to kill it. Master, quickly chase after it. The soul-devouring snake is trying to escape, Little Pig yelled anxiously. Qin Feng instantly turned into a white shadow and disappeared. He stepped on his flying sword and followed behind the soul-devouring snake. The little snake used the grass and trees as cover. Its movements were very secretive, and Qin Feng almost lost it a few times. During this time, Qin Feng launched a few attacks, but unfortunately, he was unable to hit the soul-devouring snake. He then tried to capture the soul-devouring snake's consciousness and subdue it. However, although the soul-devouring snake's body had become smaller, its spiritual power was still incredibly strong. When Qin Feng was subduing it, he was almost careless and suffered a backlash from the snake's consciousness. Seeing that they were getting further and further away and had already reached the deepest part of the island, Qin Feng became nervous. The sense of danger in this forest was getting stronger and stronger. He didn't know if there were other ferocious beasts in the surroundings. Little Pig, this won't do. Think of a way to trap the soul-devouring snake. Qin Feng communicated telepathically. Little Pig was silent for a moment, then suddenly yelled in surprise. Master, you can release the hunting pincer and let it disturb the flower eyes spirit-devouring snake. Master will look for an opportunity to attack. Qin Feng's eyes lit up. This was indeed a good idea. The hunting pincer was now in its original state. It was only the size of an earthworm and moved very quickly. It was even faster than the little flower snake. However, Qin Feng was worried again. The little flower snake was a rank 5 monster with the strength of the early stage of the Buddha's light realm. The hunting pincer was clearly not its opponent. It might be eaten in one bite. Chapter 1643. Don't worry, Master. The hunting pincer is a 9th rank star beast and has an incomparably powerful devouring ability. It's already good enough that it didn't eat the dreamy-eyed soul-eater snake. How could it possibly be eaten by it? Little Pig said. Qin Feng was still a bit worried, but the hunting turtles are still in their initial state and have no attack power at all. I can't control the soul-devouring snake right now, and the hunting pincers can't even enter the soul-devouring snake's body. In the previous few life and death battles, Qin Feng and Hunting Pincer worked together to kill many powerful beings. However, in order to unleash the Hunting Pincer's ability, it must first enter the other party's body. Clearly, the current situation couldn't do that. Master, even if the Hunting Pincer can't devour the soul-devouring snake, it can still escape. Its speed is several times faster than the soul-devouring snake, so self-protection is not a problem at all. With Little Pig's guarantee, Qin Feng relaxed. With a thought, a black shadow landed on the grass. The hunting turtles hadn't come out for a long time and were extremely excited. It scurried around in the grass, its speed so fast that no one could catch it. Qin Feng couldn't see its silhouette either. He could only sense its location with his mind. Hunting turtle, I didn't let you out for fun. Hurry and stop that little flower snake. Qin Feng's face darkened. He discovered that the hunting turtle was wildly eating some spirit grass on the ground. Upon receiving the order, the hunting pincer let out a dissatisfied grumble. Its body suddenly leaped and turned into a black shadow as it chased after the little flower snake. The soul-devouring snake suddenly stopped. Its eyes were blood red, and it let out hissing sounds as it threatened the hunting pincers in front of it. However, the hunting pincer was not afraid at all. It also let out a strange sound and confronted the soul-devouring snake. The two insect beasts confronted each other for a moment. The soul-devouring snake became a little impatient and suddenly opened its bloody mouth and pounced towards the hunting pincer. It was obvious that it had prepared this attack for a long time. Its body was like a flying arrow that was suddenly shot out. In the blink of an eye, it landed where the hunting pincers were and spat out a stream of venom, instantly corroding a large area of grassland into a wasteland. Hiss, hiss, hiss. The soul-devouring snake let out a strange cry. Its attack had actually missed, and the hunting pincer had run off to who knew where. Rumble. Qin Feng grasped the opportunity and willed the cloud-piercing arrow to descend from the sky. The barren land was immediately blasted into a huge pit. The soul-devouring snake could not escape in time and fell into the pit. Qin Feng swatted his hand, and the purple flames instantly ignited the ground. The entire crater and its surroundings were set ablaze. Hiss, hiss, hiss. A strange cry came from the deep pit. It was the miserable cry of the soul-devouring snake. The sound did not last for long before it completely stopped. It was likely that the soul-devouring snake had been completely burned by the purple flame. Qin Feng was not in a hurry to go up and check. He waited for the purple flame to burn for a while before putting it away. The ground burned by the fire had turned into a patch of black soil, and not a single blade of grass grew in the surroundings. There was nothing at the bottom of the pit, but a pair of shining pearls instantly attracted Qin Feng's attention. Master, that's the soul-devouring eye. Little Pig exclaimed excitedly. Qin Feng hurriedly took out the pair of beads. They were two round beads the size of glass balls, and there was a strange light circulating within them. The bead was intelligent and had its own consciousness. When Qin Feng used his consciousness to scan it, he felt a strong resistance from the bead. As expected, they are formed by the condensation of divine sense. However, the divine sense in this pair of soul-devouring eyes is too strong. I still have no way to refine them. Qin Feng seemed to be muttering to himself. Suddenly, a figure ran over from behind. Qin Feng instinctively wanted to attack, but he withdrew his attack midway. Brother one. Young hero Qin, are you alright? Where's that rank 5 demonic beast? When Yiming heard the intense fighting and rushed over, Qin Feng put the pair of soul-devouring eyes into his storage ring, patted his shoulder, and said with a smile, "It's all right. The demonic beast has been eliminated. Let's find a safe place first. I'll help you refine a few spirit surge pills to help you break through to the spirit root level." When Yiming was overjoyed, he originally encountered the blood evil Luos Shuefei and the others and fell into a desperate situation, but he didn't expect to run into Qin Feng. Now that everything was turning for the better with Qin Feng, when Yiming was once again filled with hope for life. The two of them started to walk back. Qin Feng kept feeling that there was an incomparably strong aura in the depths of this forest. Even though he saw many spiritual herbs while chasing the soul-devouring snake, Qin Feng didn't plan on picking them. Senior Brother Lin, we're almost there. Last year, I found that strange formation in this area. We're here. Everyone follow closely. A clamor came from outside the forest. Qin Feng and Wen Yiming's expressions changed. Before they had time to hide, they were already discovered. Everyone wait, one of the people shouted. Qin Feng felt that the voice was a little familiar. The footsteps suddenly stopped. That person continued. Who are those people inside? What are they sneaking around for? Wen Yiming looked at Qin Feng anxiously, waiting for him to make a decision. Qin Feng knew that since they were discovered, they naturally couldn't run away rashly. That would instead cause misunderstandings from the people outside. We're cultivators from the North Sand Continent who came to the fallen god sea to search for treasures. If there's nothing else, we'll make a move first. Qin Feng said. The people outside heaved a sigh of relief. Many of them shouted. They're cultivators from the North Sand Continent. Everyone, don't worry. Why do I find that person's voice so familiar? I can't think of who it is. All right, let's continue forward.
Don't bother about them.
The crowd walked over. Originally, both parties were busy with their own matters. But when they saw Qin Feng's appearance, the tens of cultivators were stunned. It's Elixir King Qin? It really is Elixir King Qin. No wonder I found his voice so familiar. I really didn't expect to meet Senior Elixir King here. The crowd was in an uproar. A few cultivators were so excited that they wanted to pounce on Qin Feng. Wen Yiming was dumbfounded. He sighed in his heart. Young hero Qin was indeed amazing. He could still be so famous in a place like the Divine Supreme Continent. Qin Feng, on the other hand, was a little depressed. He didn't want to be so famous. If he knew this would happen, he would have changed his identity after leaving the airship.
But it was too late for that now.
Just when the crowd was in chaos, a strong wind blew. Qin Feng's expression changed drastically. He even felt a strong threat of death. He quickly dodged to the side, but his arm was still slapped. Rumble. That palm's aura was shocking. It scared the noisy crowd into quietness. Soon, everyone found the cultivator who attacked Qin Feng. They were all in disbelief. Senior Emoli, what are you doing? A cultivator frowned and asked. The one who attacked Qin Feng was the Red Flower Hall's junior elder Emoli. Beside him was Tu Chi. The two of them had already guessed Qin Feng's identity. It was just that they didn't manage to catch Qin Feng on the airship. Later, the airship was attacked by a single-horned sea lion. Qin Feng escaped. Chapter 1644. Wen Yiming had not come through the Dragon's or Chamber of Commerce's airship, so he did not know what had happened on the airship, much less recognize Tu Chi and Emoli. He didn't care how high their cultivation bases were. When he saw one of them attack Qin Feng, Wen Yiming immediately raised his sword and stabbed forward.
Whoosh!
Wen Yiming did not hold back at all, and a surge of sword wind surged out. Many cultivators retreated in fear. However, Emoli sneered and did not even bother to dodge. Instead, she lightly sent out a palm strike. Ha! A mere first-stage Saint King dares to attack this old man? You must be tired of living. Wen Yiming instantly felt a deathly aura envelop him. He didn't even have a chance to escape. It was as if his body was trapped by an invisible aura. Suddenly, there was a loud explosion, and the invisible aura shook violently a few times before disappearing. Rumble. The loud noise was much stronger than Wen Yiming's sword, and many Saint King realm cultivators were forced to retreat more than 100 meters. Wen Yiming had no time to dodge, and was sent flying. However, before he was sent flying, he saw a black shadow flash by. It was Qin Feng, who had blocked Emoli's palm strike for him at the crucial moment.
Puff.
Qin Feng retreated more than 10 steps before he stopped and spat out a few mouthfuls of blood. Emoli was still in the posture of striking out with her palm. She did not move at all from her original position. However, There was a flash of surprise in the depths of his eyes. He was not as relaxed as he looked. After being struck by Qinfen's palm, the qi in his body had actually been shaken into chaos. Humph. Boy, you really hid your strength well. It turns out that you have already stepped into the peak of the 9th realm, Saint King realm. It's a pity that you ran into me. If you don't obediently return with me today, I'll make sure you die here. Mo Li's aura was arrogant, but he had the capital to be arrogant. Among the 30 or so cultivators that came, his cultivation was the highest. This time, it was Mo Li who led the team to the depths of the island. Pil King Qin is actually at the peak of Saint King 9th realm? How is this possible? Tisk tsk? What kind of monster was Pil King Qin? Becoming a king of elixirs before he's even 30 years old, and even his martial cultivation realm is so strong. It's really enviable. That kid is about to die. Why are you so envious? Many cultivators looked at Qin Feng sympathetically. To be able to achieve so much at such a young age, if he continued to grow, he would definitely become a famous figure in the northern Sand continent. Unfortunately, Qin Feng seemed to have offended someone from the Red Flower Hall. This time, he definitely wouldn't have a good ending. Emily quickly adjusted her breathing and walked toward Qin Feng with a smile on her face. Qin Fen, oh Qin Fen, do you think I can't do anything to you just because the Dragonrise Chamber of Commerce is protecting you on the airship? Now, aren't you still in my hands? Let me tell you another piece of good news. You've already angered Guild Master Long Out Yen by escaping when the sea beasts were attacking the airship. Now, the Dragon Sword Chamber of Commerce has issued a warrant for your arrest. You can't go anywhere in the entire Northern Sands region. Emily lowered her voice so that only Qin Fen could hear her. Since the Soaring Dragon Chamber of Commerce has put a bounty on my head, you still dare to bring me back? Qin Feng's expression was cold. Emily laughed and said, Haha, you don't have to scare me. Our Red Flower Hall in the Northern Sand region is not a nobody. What's more, even if the Soaring Dragon Chamber of Commerce comes looking for you, we can just say that you've already been killed. What else can they do? Qin Feng inwardly cursed this old fart for being treacherous and shameless, but there was nothing he could do. The reason he attacked just now was to probe Mo Li's strength. However, Mo Li seemed to be completely unharmed from that palm strike. Qin Feng was completely unable to grasp his strength. However, no matter how strong the other party was, Qin Feng still wouldn't go back with them. If he did, he would probably be imprisoned in the Red Flower Hall for the rest of his life and have to refine pills non-stop every day. Enough nonsense, I won't go back with you. Qin Feng's attitude was resolute. Mo Li and Tu Chi's expressions changed. Immediately, 4 Red Flower Hall disciples surrounded Qin Feng. Seeing that a fierce battle was about to erupt, a wave of people rushed over from the cultivators on the periphery. Senior Mo Li, please be lenient. I owe Pil King Qin a favor. I can't watch him be bullied by others. This voice sounded somewhat familiar. Qin Feng looked over and saw that it was actually Lin Hao of the Xianyuan Lin family rushing over with 4 disciples. Lin Hao cupped his fists at Qin Feng and laughed, saying, Hee hee. Pil King Qin, it's great to be able to see you again. Many thanks to Pil King Qin's origin transformation pill. This Lin has already successfully stepped into the first transformation of Buddhist light. Lin had gotten to know Qin Feng on the Holy King exchange on the airship. At that time, Qin Feng's first origin transformation pill was exchanged with loose cultivator Zhong Kuei's Blood Moonstone. Later, Lin Hao called Qin Feng to his room and used a wood spirit art to exchange for Qin Feng's second origin transformation pill. He also told Qin Feng the secret that all Lin family disciples had wood spirit roots. Qin Feng didn't expect that Lin Hao would stand out. He admitted that his relationship with Lin Hao wasn't that deep. Clearly, Lin Hao had taken a fancy to his identity as an Pil King and wanted to curry favor with him. However, Qin Feng wasn't disgusted. It was already very rare for him to stand out and help at a time like this. Surnamed Lin, what is the meaning of this? Tu Chi roared with a cold expression. Lin Hao purposely said that he had broken through to the first transformation of Buddhist light not long ago. His goal was to intimidate the people of the Red Flower Hall. In reality, Lin Hao was very nervous. He could see that Tu Chi was a first transformation of Buddhist light expert. As for Mo Li, her realm was definitely even higher. Senior Tu Chi, please calm your anger. Junior just said that Pil King Chin has done me a favor. I can't just sit back and watch. Bullshit, hurry up and scram. Otherwise, don't blame us for killing you as well. Tu Chi roared angrily, and a powerful aura shot out from his body. The Lin family disciples were so scared that their legs went soft. They couldn't understand why senior brother Lin Hao wanted to get involved in this mess. Wasn't this courting death? However, Lin Hao had no intention of retreating. At a time like this, he needed to stand firm. Otherwise, in the end, he would offend both sides. Since Senior Tu Chi doesn't give me face, then don't blame Junior for not understanding etiquette. The smile on Lin Hao's face disappeared completely. It was as cold as frost. Tu Chi was half dead from anger. He was about to make a move when he saw a black shadow fly over. Pil King Chin, I am the 7-star monastery's junior elder, Suan. If Pil King Chin is willing to give me an origin transformation pill, I can help you avoid this calamity. The person who came was dressed in a long white robe. A string of Buddhist beads hung on his hand. His long hair fluttered in the wind, and he had the air of an immortal. Suan, what is the meaning of this? Tu Chi still hadn't calmed down from his previous anger. This time, he was about to die from anger. The cultivators who came this time were all teams formed by various large sects and families. They were led by Mo Li and Tu Chi to explore. Originally, everyone followed Red Flower Hall's lead. Who would have thought that after Qin Fin's appearance, these people would start to rebel one after another? Mo Li's expression also became ugly. However, Suan pretended not to see it. He said unhurriedly, Senior Tu Chi, this time, we still need to rely on me, a formation master, to find the secret realm. I hope Senior Tu Chi can give me some face and not cause trouble for Pil King Chin before we enter the secret realm. As for your enmity after that, it has nothing to do with me. What do you think? Tu Chi was so angry that he wanted to vomit blood. He could ignore Lin Hao's existence and kill him, but he couldn't ignore Suan. Chapter 1645. Senior Su, you can't back out. Otherwise, everyone's efforts will be in vain. I heard that there are many spirit herbs in the Fallen God Sea's mystic realm, and the spirit chi is dense. Any cultivator who goes to the mystic realm will have a meteoric rise in cultivation. This time, the two seniors of Red Flower Hall generously provided the entrance to the mystic realm. We can't have internal strife now. Senior Tu Chi, Senior Emoli, why don't we follow Senior Su's suggestion and put everything else aside? Finding the mystic realm is our top priority. The cultivators who were watching the show were no longer calm. The 7 Stars Monastery's disciples' departure concerned everyone's interests. Tu Chi and Mo Li looked troubled. How could they let Qin Feng go? However, if they insisted on capturing Qin Feng, this mystic realm exploration would be ruined. After some consideration, Mo Li sighed and gave Tu Chi a meaningful glance. Tu Chi immediately understood what she meant. Okay, finding the mystic realm is more important. Put everything else aside. Suan was overjoyed, but he looked at Qin Feng calmly. Alchemy Monarch Qin, can I have the essence converting pill? Qin Feng didn't stop him, which meant that he agreed with Suan's decision. However, Suan's actions made him unhappy. They both came out to help. Lin Hao did not say much, but Suan used the yuan converting pill as the condition of the transaction. Or, if Qin Feng didn't take out the essence converting pill, Suan would immediately turn hostile and return to Red Flower Hall's side. Actually, Qin Feng wasn't afraid of Mo Li and Tu Chi. Even if he couldn't beat them, he could hide in the astral space to protect himself. However, this would put Wen Yiming and the Lin family in a difficult situation. This was the main reason why Qin Feng compromised.
Take it.
Qin Feng flicked his finger, and a milky white pill landed in Suan's hand. A dense pill fragrance wafted through the forest, and many cultivators cried out in shock.
Fuck.
It's really the essence-converting pill. That's a king pill. An alchemy monarch is indeed an alchemy monarch. A king pill is given out casually. It's really fascinating. I heard that Senior Suan couldn't break through to the Buddha light realm for many years. Now that he has this essence-converting pill, he will most likely make a leap. Looking at the essence-converting pill in his hand, Suan was so excited that he almost fainted. Lin Hao glared at him unhappily. Back then, he had used the Wood Spirit Arts mental cultivation method and the Lin family secret in exchange for an origin-transforming pill. That despicable person had taken advantage of his precarious situation and obtained an origin-transforming pill with just a few words. Brother Lin, thank you for your help this time. I will definitely repay you in the future. Qin Feng cupped his hands and said. The dissatisfaction in Lin Hao's heart was immediately swept away. The reason why he stood out to help was to rope in Qin Feng, the Elixir King. Haha, you're too polite, Pill Monarch Qin. From now on, the Shenyuan Lin family will be good friends with Pill Monarch Qin. If Pill Monarch Qin needs any help, please don't hesitate to ask me. Seeing the two of them start calling each other brothers, Mo Li's expression turned cold. It's about time. Let's continue searching for the secret plane's entrance. Everyone resumed their journey. Qin Feng and Wen Yiming walked with the Lin family. Brother Lin, what kind of place is this? Qin Feng's interest was piqued. Lin Hao was a bit surprised. Pill Monarch Qin, you don't even know about the secret realm? Qin Fen was embarrassed. He was not a native of the Divine Supreme Continent, so there were many things he did not know. Ahem. I've been focused on comprehending the Tao and refining pills. I didn't pay attention to the outside world. I see. No wonder Pill Monarch Qin reached the peak of the 9th stage Saint King at such a young age, and you're even a Pill Monarch. Lin Hao did not hesitate and began to explain the Divine Fall Sea's secret plane in detail. Legend has it that there's a secret plane hidden in the Divine Fall Sea. There are many spiritual herbs and rich spiritual energy in the secret plane. It's a natural sacred ground for cultivation. Every year, cultivators who come to the Divine Fall Sea to search for treasures hope to find the secret plane's entrance. Anyone who enters the secret plane will have a meteoric rise in their cultivation. Qin Feng and Wen Yiming listened attentively. If it was really as Lin Hao said, then this secret plane was really amazing. If the secret plane is so amazing, why didn't the other cultivators who came to search for treasures come? Qin Feng looked at the group of more than 30 people in front of him. He felt that something was wrong. Lin Hao smiled. Pill Monarch Qin, although many cultivators know about the secret plane, they don't know where the entrance is. This time, it was the two elders from the Red Flower Hall who found out about the secret plane's entrance and secretly organized us to search for it. The two talked along the way, and Qin Feng learned a lot of things. The group in front suddenly stopped. Someone exclaimed, Senior Mo Li, there's not an inch of land in front of us. The trees have fallen. It seems that a great battle happened not long ago. Everyone stopped and looked around nervously. A few cultivators even took out their weapons and got into combat positions. When Yiming looked at the situation in front of him and almost laughed out loud. This was the place where Qin Feng and the flower-eyed soul-devouring snake fought not long ago. It gave these people a fright. Emily looked at the traces of battle and her expression became serious. This was clearly the destructive power of a Buddha light realm cultivator. However, the secret plane's entrance was not far from here. It was impossible to give up now. This battle should be the work of the beast race. If fierce beasts appear later, we just need to work together to drive them away. There's no need to kill them. Mo Li made a decision. Everyone nodded in agreement. At this time, no one wanted to leave. Wouldn't that be a waste of all their previous efforts? Mo Li and Tu Chi walked in front and led the group. Everyone followed carefully. Lin Hao and the others were also on high alert. Only Qin Feng and Wen Yiming looked calm. It was as if they were here for a vacation. After walking for a while, there were no fierce beasts or other cultivators. Everyone heaved a sigh of relief. Wait. Sue suddenly stopped. The others immediately stopped as well. Senior Sue, did you find anything?
Two Chee's face was red.
He suppressed the excitement in his heart. Everyone looked at Suan. He was a rank 3 array master. Whether they could find the secret plane's entrance or not depended on him. Suan did not say anything. He suddenly took out a few array flags and threw them out. The position of those array flags was very particular. As he exploded, the ground suddenly shook violently. Under everyone's shocked gaze, the empty space in front of them suddenly collapsed. Senior Sue, what's going on? The secret plane's entrance. This is definitely the secret plane's entrance. Great, we found the entrance. We're going to be rich. After a short moment of absent-mindedness, the crowd shouted excitedly. A few people had already run to the edge of the collapsed pit. Don't go over. You're tuning in to the Dreamy Chapters YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.